Yup, they're trying to capitalize off this knock. They're saying, I don't think it's a 4-man. I think that you're only a solo. Almost feels good with the 1v2 odds with the car taking a lot of damage, making its way in. And Singularity, oh, going for the jump shot over the wall. I'm so sad I went away from his POV. What an insanely good play there from Zenith. Really calling the bluff from Singularity, who a team where before I was calling them as one of the first teams that are in the zone. Also, talking about this zone, this is not a circle that we see often at all, I feel.
No, it's been a very long time since we've seen the hill that Meta and then Shoot the Killer currently driving up to occupy be split right down the middle on a 50-50. But on the south side, though, looks like Sonic's pulled up right behind Oath. Oath suffering some knocks. Reses are up. Mime is going to get flushed out by Snakers, and a great nade coming out by Shinboy is going to get the knock onto H-Win. So down to just Shrimzy and Profi left up and standing for the Sonics here, and I think Rella's going to be coming down off the hilltop to assist with this fight. Great spray by Shrimzy, though.
Not liking these odds here for Sonics. Oath is just so good at these sort of isolated sort of 1v1 fights, and they already had the two-man advantage here. No way they res win as... Oh, from the side, Real finding the knock onto Profi. Shrimzy forced inside, popping his medkit here. This is just Oath taking complete control of this section of the zone. We got 303 esports coming in from the southwest, who might have something to say about this, maybe provide some third party here. But right now, it's Shrimzy who's more endangered by that flank. He is going to be spotting Relo, wrapping around on that western flank, but not able to get the knock, only landing one shot. That's not going to slow this push down in any meaningful way, as Wolf starting to close the gap. Cracks in this building. Shrimzy, it feels like his time is numbered on this world.
Yep, just full turtle mode. I know Oath really would love to just kind of run down there and get that kill, but Siler's going to get the knock onto Shinboy. He's kind of overextending maybe over the top of this hill. I think if they wanted to go in and try to get Shrimzy, they just had to like full sip it down the hill. At this point, they'll probably just get the res, regroup, kind of back off. They still have a lot of territory up to the north that they just left to pick this fight to be able to play in moving forward to the next zones.
Wolf Shrimzy while his teammate gets the res onto Shinboy. Looking like they should be okay here for resets. The question is, what are these players all going to do about this? Is Oath going to go ham on Shrimzy, try and take him out under the noses of 303? Not exactly sure, but we gotta look at what else is going on in this game. As it looks like Radiance and Team Bliss in a very, very close fight here on the southeastern edge. Textile down at the moment. Nerf definitely caught up in a very awkward spot as the yeet from Critical Motion takes him down there. Edge spawning out some more players. Radiance battle across the road once again, not in the zone. In fact, the only player who is in the zone from Radiance is going to be McCoy, who he was holding this compound down for his teammates to get to, but it looks like that they weren't quite able to make it there. So he's just kind of holding this on his own, unable to support his team. And now that phase 3 has popped, this isn't even a place where he can hold reasonably at all. Maybe he can punish Team Bliss as they crest over this hill. They probably wouldn't expect someone to be here. The car's gonna go up very, very soon, but he cannot find the knock. Team Bliss not in the best spot, but still doing pretty well overall. Still with 3 up at the moment.
Yeah, Batty actually able to get some shots from across the street over the street there to try to put some pressure to stop the push coming in to McCoy. So I think McCoy's going to be okay for now. Edge is going to be rotating around in front of him, so it looks like Bliss is going to pull off and try to find a rotation into the zone. Nerf gets res by Aguila as he was way off in the blue behind Nerf.
Yeah.
Nerf hopefully should be, I don't know if he has a vehicle next to him to be able to make his way in.
Yeah, he's got enough.
But it looks like he should be okay. Phase 3, not the most damaging zone just yet.
Yeah, Radiant's looking like they really want to bounce out of this fight soon. Critical Motion does find Batty Lol as Nerf makes his way down the road. This could be another potential knock here in favor of Team Bliss as they're just sending it further up the road. Looks like we're going to take some shots here. Critical Motion landing one there on the Nerf. One more shot will do it, but neither of his guns are loaded. It's all up to Jumbi to get this knock. Only a little bit more time as Nerf driving his smoking vehicle, literally bleeding out like in the hood of the car, on the hood of the car here. Rest of his team gonna be going on through Coaster Ball. That's where Edge is. I wonder if Edge can pick up this kill.
Nerf is almost out of gas, so here in a second he's just gonna be coasting.
Oh, he is out of gas.
Yeah, so he's just coasting into the town, slow rolling, silent rolling.
Oh, this is
Edge is gonna have to spot him. His vehicle is also almost exploded. Yeah, it looks like
the double take right there actually does spot out Nerf. Although I think that he expects the car to have gas in it, so he sees it pulled up. You can hear Nerf now actually, but now this could be a very, very slow fight here.
Really smart by Nerf to just get out of the vehicle. I don't know if Edge sprayed at McCoy and Aguila as they rotated through the city, but really smart, really good play for him to actually get out of there. Now he's gonna have to pick a 1v1. I hope he has meds to be able to heal up. But he's gonna want to deal with it quick as the rest of Bliss is gonna be coming in behind him.
Oh, he's got bandies, and the thing is that I'm not, like you said, I'm not sure if Nerf. He definitely doesn't know that Edge is here. He actually is gonna spot Team Bliss making their own lane on the lucky. Multi shots not connecting. 4x in the Scar not working. Edge still holding his ground. This is probably gonna be a free kill here. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Scar not even loaded.
Unfortunate for Nerf. Is going to go down there, down to put Radiance down to 2. Down the south side, though, we see 0-3 hopping up on the hill where Oath previously was at, kind of sandwiching them between the Houston Hardships in themselves. But they are going to hop in a vehicle and try to just rotate right down the middle. On the south side of the zone here, we see 303 suffering a knock. They did lose Man Bun, so they are going to get a revive.
Rip
and
coach.
Yeah, rip coach. And then they're going to have to work their way north as this zone is way up on the north side here. It's going to have the compound where Meta is at on the south side. Going to have two teams kind of pressuring the hill face here.
We have dual comms, Witty. That's what I want to see, because this is not a team that I was expecting to be sort of on the edge or out of the blue in phase 4. I was expecting them to be circled up or centered up. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say as we go into comms for dual here.
You guys can heal in blue and get to our side right here.
They have one first aid.
Sophia's to my east.
Run right now.
Sophia's on yellow, by the way. He's on the backside of yellow, south side.
Yeah, comms.
Is it all the same team or?
There's 2 there.
Are they fighting?
It's 2 303
Oh,
players.
they spread Wally. Are you good there, Cherry?
No, they're right in front of me.
Okay, if you can come in right now.
Fucking dead, dude. I'm sprinting from like.
Yeah.
You guys need to go towards Cherry. He can make a play here.
What's towards Cherry? Where are the Cherry? On the rock?
On the other side of the hill.
Drop a first aid, Cherry.
I got one here, right here, me.
We need to push Sophie's on the other side right here.
Let me flash it, let me flash it. I don't have flashes. Let's go, I'm with the Cherry.
Rafty, just go.
Your
Let's
group
go.
here, group. You see, one's north. You on
North
the
hill,
rock.
North hill.
Yep. You need to wrap here.
Oh my god, a whole fucking team. Oh, watch out, watch out.
Compound.
Go back, go back.
Go back west.
Fuck,
I'm gonna wrap down and
They're
around.
creeping up on the compound on yellow mark. You need to go
on
west
this
here.
North hill lamp.
They're
On the
fighting.
North hill, on the north side of the yellow house lamp. He's gonna
That's
see you.
Meta and 303. Meta's
Just
down
run down to
one.
the compound.
Are we pushing the compound now or what?
Yeah,
we
push
just
the
gotta
left
push him
side.
now. Blue mark.
Take this hill. Take this on
Those
yellow.
one guy on
Really
ours.
slow if you get in zone.
You got knocked on blue
Sophia,
mark?
I'm pushing right behind
Sophia's
303. Give me comms. You guys come my way, come my
Here
way.
you go to Cherry.
Sizzle and flush.
Sizzle just got flushed.
I'm going west around by myself. You two stick to the earth, you
There
need.
was somebody shooting at me northwest really far.
Yeah, that's fine. I got line sight.
Do you have a nade?
I've got
Can you
nade.
guys- Can you guys
Nade the
get
back
on
of the
west?
two-story blue. Nade the back of two-story blue.
Give me a second.
Got him.
Nice.
Nice.
One's in this orange, like,
You know, two-story or what?
should I come to you, Cherry?
They're in two-story blue.
Go on, Insta. What the fuck? What was he
That's
doing?
not them. They're still
303 should be 1. 303 should
He's
be
He's
2.
two-story blue.
There's no
two-story
one's
blue.
speaking to. I'm watching the back side. He has to be inside of it. Come west round if you need to.
Okay, I'm
clear on
coming.
me.
Let's go, let's go.
On now,
Zone's
at least.
coming in. Just get in zone here.
Hey, Cherry.
I'm smoking the
Zone.
close build now.
He's somewhere in this building.
I killed one guy. Flanked on the
Got
orange
him.
two-story.
All right,
Nice,
they're
nice, nice.
both those teams are wiped. That's
Okay,
nice. Good job.
There was guys far northwest.
More
I don't think
team,
they can push.
340?
Are they pushing or?
Kind of. They're like right on
Oh,
the other
yeah,
side of the hill, 335.
Yeah, I see that. I'm pushing.
I'm gonna
mid
wrap.
close
Let's
here.
wrap east. Let's wrap east.
We're in zone. Let's just wait for next
Yeah,
ball.
just take your time.
I'm showing presence on these guys. They're gonna nail me.
You should push with Cherry here.
Cherry's got
Just knock.
Alright, some really interesting comps coming from Duel. Honestly, I'm amazed that they're still alive in this game, considering they were in that just awful spot in between these three teams. Still, though, they played it marvelously, but the fight's not over yet, because Wildcard was pressuring them a little bit here from the north, but only sent 2 players up. Tig and Big Thumer had stayed back, so Victor and Kickstart not confident taking a 2v3, even if it was in a gatekeeping position.
Yeah, it definitely was really pivotal that Cherry got that opening onto Pinta. Just immediately made 303 run on the east side of that ridge, and then just really good timing of them being able to capitalize, pushing up to their compound as they were fighting meta there. But Wildcard, yeah, they were up there at that compound trying to gate him out, but they realized we can just go to edge zone, gate them from there might be a little bit easier. And should be exchanging some shots now. Up on the north side, though, we do see the red cannons are going to be coming into the big warehouse compound here on the north side, where the final member of Singularity currently is hanging out inside of the dump truck there. Singularity had some troubles in the early game, but nonetheless have been able to snake their way out. McCoy picking up the kill onto Lobes over on the east side as the Houston Hardchefs trying to find entry over here on this east side of the zone, this open area, kind of flat ground overlooking the shoot to kill overlooking this kind of area here. So maybe a little bit of help to McCoy, making it a little bit harder for the Houston Hardchefs to find a spot inside the zone on this east side.
It has been a straight up year since I have seen this circle, dude. Like, this is real rough to play. A lot of flat terrain. You don't really see it that often. However, Houston Hardchefs will be able to go now toward the compound that Zenith has dipped from, as they're pushing directly on top of Wildcard. Brock getting close to 1x on the M4, as him and Mystery able to take down the front players there from Wildcard, but Duel hitting Zenith in the back. No, Zenith taking them down as well. They're just killing everyone.
Yeah, so they're pushing up the hill very aggressive. They're pushing up this hill without, trying to third party or hearing a fight happening. So fights kind of unfolding around, but that opened it up for Houston Hardchefs to rotate in behind them. I think it was Chubba Bubba who called that and made that that scout that they were making that. So Mystery, I believe, going to be the last one alive here for Zenith, as they're just now getting sandwiched on the. Oh yeah, Corsac still alive on the side of the hill. Lamp still coming alive on the south side, getting the knock onto Tig for Duel. Duel just trying to send two people inside the zone with that bike. Didn't pay off. Lamp is going to go down, as well as Zenith taken out by Maluk and Chubba of the Houston Hardchefs out to the east. So just like that, two teams wiped on the south side. I like the play and I respect it by Zenith, but I think that they realized that Houston Hardchefs were in such a terrible spot on the east side of the zone, they probably would have shot at them before trying to make the push.
Oh yeah.
But Grumps
that
up on the top
was not
here.
that bad, especially considering the climate of the rest of the zone. Like, there's other people fighting on this hill that are fighting over table scraps, and they had buildings that were still in there that Houston Hardchefs are abusing a lot right now. Still, though, Wildcard, as we saw just now, did have Grumps just run up on them very far away. There's even Shrimsy between the squad here. Very interesting positioning there from the Sonics. As Grumps, he's looking like he's actually looking to just like he's looking to sell some coffins here to the boys on Wildcard. Like, he wants to take them out of this game. He's already taken 2 down with Kickstart getting flushed. The only with Big Thumer left alive though in the south. He might be able to make his way as Grumps begins to head on back, but that's just more bad news for Shrimsy. More bad news for more NA boys. Yeah,
I'd imagine Grumps, he was up there probably just playing passive, keeping track of what's going on in the kill feed, and then maybe realizing that after Duel got wiped, there's just 2 members left alive for the wildcard team, so he probably just stepped up, tried to get some kills. Shrimsy, though, after everything that happened with Oath in the beginning of the game, has snaked his way inside of the phase 6 zone into placements as well. No kills for the Sonics. Slowly waiting. He hears Grumps right next to him. I know every fiber in his being is like, I'm just gonna step out and take.
I want to kill him so bad,
but he can't do it. He can't do it. And Grumps doesn't look like he has any idea that he's in there. Shrimsy not bringing a vehicle over to the shack.
Oh, he's busy. He's taking shots at like everyone in the zone right now. He sees red cannons on the north. I think he saw Houston to the east there as well. Maybe it was SDK, not sure exactly. But look at this. Oh, red cannon with some very interesting smoke clouds as they're making their way over towards some of these oil cisterns. As Kodak actually coming from the rear, finding the knock onto Rusty Zero, finally leaving his dumpster. That sounds kind of bad. From his previous position, as he's now gonna have to cross this road. Already finding 1 knock though, but no frags, and getting spotted there from SDK on that southeastern flank. It'll be nigh impossible for Kodak to actually cross this road. So that we're gonna see what he can do. SDK still suppressing the boys on red canids as well, which might leave an opening for Kodak, but no, now even Ferox on his case. There's 12 or about 10 different players that are all trying to make sure that Kodak does not live into phase 7.
Yeah, you better make sure you use the rest of his smokes though. It does have 3 there still on his hotbar. Don't die with utility, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in a situation like this and you have it, might as well throw it, because why not? But he is gonna get down there. He's gonna die realistically either way. Maybe could have just delayed it for a little bit longer, but the Red Cannon's now going to find themselves in a similar position where a bunch of teams are going to be looking at them. And yeah, this is This is awful of a spot
Oh,
for them to try
God,
to play.
this
Luke's
is
gonna get the knock on
sucks.
one there, and I believe it is just Rusty Zera left alive over on the north side. Oh no, there's two. There's still two up there. But Shoot to Kill is now gonna try to grab a little bit of peek over this ridge, see what's going on to their south, and it's gonna be a little
Who's
dangerous because they're gonna have everybody that's up on top of the hill. They're gonna be able to look down at them.
It's pretty much just Ferox and Houston Hardships. Everyone else is a duo
Mhm.
or solo. Or as Nico finds Jesse Zera and as Maluke finds McCoy. Yeah, a lot of these loose ends are being tied up by the big boys left in lobby. SDK still role-playing as a big boy there on the northern side, but I'm not sure how much pressure they can realistically put out here. They're not in zone. This ridge line that they're holding is not going to be playable. Ferox is on the western rotate, and Houston Hardships are covering this wide open field. I feel like there's not much they can do at all. The only thing that's really going for the SDK is that there's a couple of these solos that are kind of like these wild card players, if you will, that could throw a wrench into the plans of Houston Hardships, but Cozy's not going to let it happen. He's getting real aggro on SDK here, as it looks like they're going to try to send it somewhere.
Yeah, in the vehicle, they're going south. Smoke's already grown in preparation for the spot where they're going to try to pull up, drive by them. We're going to come straight up
Oh
close
my
and
God.
actually right next to where Chubba is at. So he's going to be right on top of the ridge here. Alo actually gets ripped out of the vehicle. Just going to be Luke
Got frags.
left alive. Yeah, throw the utility. Here they come. I think there was a flashbang up over the
Yup.
top. Smoke is there. Thankfully, going to provide Luke a little bit of cover. Stepping around for the flush. And they got to know he's just snaking out inside the smoke at this point.
Yep, Molotov's going out there. Reese looks coming out as well, but oh, the frag is going to take Luke down. Maluk and Chubba now able to focus their attention off of the gunfire they heard to the west side, where Grumps got taken down. It looks like he was playing as a little bit too much of a split solo for a little bit too long. Wild card. Oh, only 19 extra 5-5 rounds able to take him down. Probably won't get the chance to shoot them, but that just makes that clutch potential just that much harder to only have essentially the bullets that are in your mag. Shrimsy now here is trying to sneak up behind Nikos, who, if he fires right here, this is a free kill, unless Sweet Soul spots him. Two players now shooting. Shrimsy trying to crawl to the shed, just behind two players' backs.
Man.
God, there's nothing here. Oh, is they gonna spot him? Oh my God, I'm not sure if
Holy
they did. Oh my God.
Holy cow, Shrimsy just, I know he just wants to shoot everybody. He is going to get the zone. Once again, he's just going to try to prone his way into that shack and just hang out in the shack all the way into the next zone. Oh my goodness.
God. Oh no! Come on!
Dang.
I jumped in my chair, and now that's going to be a 3v3v1, but no time to rest here on the south as Big Thumer has been spotted by, it looks like Chubba, who did lose the initial trade, but not to the point where he died. So going to be actually dropping the mini to unload it. Look at that. He has 31 extra rounds now with an unloaded mini. We're going to be hoping Chubba goes to the repush where he can defend this hilltop, even though it's not in zone. But I don't think that Houston Hardships have any real reason to actually push through here. They're just going to wait, I feel. Well, they're not currently in zone here, so look at this. Maluka going to be taking the car, trying to make his way to Chubba's position to try and support him here. Now, Ferox is going to take that as their cue to get aggressive here on the right. It's really hard to tell this game's gonna go, but I think that Ferox is still on top here.
Yeah, Ferox having this hillside, they're able to overpeak everything to the left, especially since Houston Hardships are investing 2 players down to trying to kill Keenan here. Looks like they are going to step up shots being exchanged. Keenan holding the best he can. He is going to go down to the nade, though. Yeah, they needed to deal with him quickly, so now they're able to focus. Going to switch over, take a look. It is going to be Nico's getting the knock onto Luke, though. So just going to be Chubba and J-Sank holding out on the eastern side, trying to Overwatch, do what he can to support his teammate. But Ferox, they are just pushing right up towards the top of the hill here with Chubba.
Houston Hardships have been playing out of their minds. They've given this, especially, oh my goodness, insane overextension there from Sweet Soul. And now this evens the odds and gets Chubba Bubba a spot in the zone. Nikos and Cozy potentially flankable here from the high ground position as well. Incredible play here from Chubba Bubba. Let's see if we can actually make something happen here. Cozy and Nikos, they can back off from J-Sank, but J-Sank coming back up to help Chubba Bubba. Ferox still on defense, but one more misplay will take them out of this game.
Yeah, Ferox have the dot here, but yeah, Sweet Soul maybe just falling asleep. I'd imagine they heard 2 guns shooting at Keenan. Chubba, what are we doing here, Chubba? Going down to the zone. He probably got caught on a rock. Who knows? Maybe he DC'd. I'm sure if he DC'd, we'll probably hear about it. But Jason going to be stepping up over the ridge. 2v1. Believe in the dream here.
No!
They're going to try to flashes himself. He's going to have to do something really quickly. Zone getting ready to be at his back. gonna go down to the low side, see if he can get an angle up
Ouch.
towards the top, but it's looking pretty rough here for Jason.
Okay, he's got a little ridge line he can play with now. He's about 10 seconds to some peaks from this little ridge here. No meds left, so very hard to slow play this. Goes from the right side, spotted. Jason gets one. Can he get Nikos? Nikos only like one shot. Jason can do this. Zone at his back. He bought a good chunk of time. He tries to pop some bandies to buy himself some time. Stun over. Stunning himself again, but also gets Nikos. He's going over, but no, Nikos. Neither player got stunned too bad. Ferox will be able to sort of pull it back together and get that W, but dang if they didn't make it hard for themselves.
Yeah, that was really tough. 8 kills for the first place finish, though, in the first game of the night. They were, I mean, respectively, they were the last team that was 4-man left alive going into that late game. They did lose one early, spotting out Shrimsy there. Just imagine if Shrimsy decided that he wanted to actually take the shots a little bit earlier and get a quick +1 on one of those the Ferox players that he had their back to him. Might have, changed the outcome, opened it up a little bit more for Houston Hardships there in the end game. But the Houston Hardships coming up absolutely huge. 15 kills and a second place is actually going to give them more net points than Ferox finishing in first. So realistically, they can't be too upset about that game.
Oh yeah, dude, that is a chonky W for both, well, partially for Ferox, but mostly for the Houston Hardships. We didn't actually see much of what they did that game, but like I kept looking at the map and being like, oh, the southeastern edge is pretty empty. Oh, where's everyone on the eastern side? Like I thought that a couple of times, like when I didn't see Team Blizzard anymore. Actually, I guess it was only the real time. But I imagine that it was Houston Hardships that was able to kind of gobble up those kills. And honestly, that could have been Zenith. Interestingly enough, holding that compound. So I really wonder what made Zenith push up that hill. It caused a ton of chaos, but quite frankly, it was just insane play that Houston Hardships were able to identify that compound was empty, able to take that position, and then use that to get to the end game. All right, I think that we're going to go ahead and take a break right around now. We're going to be going to the scores when we get back. But until then, this is Little Fuzzy Sealed from Mass to bring you guys the 303 NA Royale Week 3. We'll see you guys for game number 2.
quickly. So you might see a lot of teams just kind of going for blind plays and then not necessarily knowing how to disengage from certain situations, which can lead to fights early. So that might be a little bit of trouble that he might be relating to in terms of other competitive play. But the plane is going to be making its way across the sky here. It's going west all the way up to the northeast towards Campo. So Los Leones is a very long stretch away. It's going to be interesting to see what a few teams decide to do here. I'm going to see what Radiance likes to do. Normally they favor down towards Porto Preso. Definitely don't think they're going to be going there for this game.
You know, they're not feeling good going into this game. I think they're still in last place. Actually, I know they're still in last place. I have the scores right here. And they can't do their normal game plan. However, you know, their normal game plan hasn't been working 100% so far, so maybe switching it up is exactly what they need to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them go Campo Militar. We still do have a couple of teams in the plane, a couple of our Australian teams dropping at similar times here, but you know, let's just go ahead and go all in on this. Let's see what the Radiance boys are up to. Oh my god, am I right? Did I call it? Nah, almost. Looks like they're going Tierra Bronca split.
A little closer, not as far up in the corner of the map. So it'll save them like 30 seconds on their rotation, which matters. 30 seconds on a rotation, you know, definitely is very important. But everybody else looking like
your voice made it sound like, oh, yeah, 30 seconds. Oh, which matters, you know, just.
Well, I mean, it does. Yeah,
it absolutely does.
Sorry, I definitely, if I sound weird or I don't sound normal to you or to like any of the viewers, it definitely is still, I guess, considered early for me. So if I have a little bit of a morning voice, I do apologize.
It just sounds like a good old deep voice, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, right on. I'll accept that.
Zone 1 going to be favoring the western-ish side. Wildcard, they had some very, very good rotates in the previous game, but this time they will not be forced to do anything of the sort. We've seen multiple power grid endings on this map, and considering they have Victor and Tiggleton in there right now, they could be very well be dropping on the endgame zone. At the very least, that was my experience when I was casting some of the OCE PGS Berlin qualifiers, which we can talk about that later. But there's some pretty good news going on for PUBG esports as a whole right now. I'm really excited to be in the scene right now, fam.
Yeah, nice, a good little change. I think there were a few memes being thrown around that all the Valorant PUBG players should probably come back now. But we'll see.
Yeah,
you know,
Porosaurus made that.
Right?
Maybe I should pull up that tweet.
I know there's you know, good fun and good conversations to be had about all that and whatnot. But real quick, Mama T Rich coming in with the 303 bits donated in the chat. Thank you very much.
Was it actually 303 bits?
303.
Oh, that is adorable. Thank you so much.
Yep, coming in and donating that, greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so this zone, it is going to be a little over on the western side. A very hot spot that is going to happen this game, I believe, is where Lobes currently is at. Maluk also going to be coming up to the ridge just on his northwestern side. And Honey Badger is going to try to grab the same hill early for Livid. I don't know if he heard Maluk's vehicle up in front of him, but he's going to be just jumping around the ridge.
Yeah, he has no idea.
So this is definitely a very anticipable hot spot moving into late game. A lot of zones like to come over here in this specific area in between Monte and Pozo. But we'll just have to see how it shapes up. But yeah, Honey is in a really tough spot. He is going to get tagged up and knocked. Maluk going to get the opening kill here.
How does the team react?
I don't know.
Looks like right now Microfight going to be driving around this very, very favorable compound. The reason why everyone's trying to fight for this is because if the game ends here, it can very easily get you the W, which is why Houston Hardships sent Lobes and Maluk over here so fast, and it's why Livid thought they were sending their players over here fast, but not quite fast enough, as you see in the kill feed. First Blood going to be going over there in favor of the Houston Hardships, starting it strong here in game number 2 on week 3 of the 303 Royale.
Yeah, they you know, Honey Badger, he doesn't, you know, go down for nothing, though. He was able to scout out the current position where the rest of his teammates are going to be going to. So unfortunate that he did lose his life early, but the rest of his teammates going to find a pretty decent spot. They are a 3-man, though, and they are going to go for, you know, maybe a little bit of a tough split as a 3-man, but they should be okay.
I hate that spot they're playing in. It's so hard to stay alive.
It really is. The compound where Microfry at is, I mean, you can turtle in there if you really want to, but leaving and trying to go anywhere from there definitely is very tough. A lot of teams are starting to congest down around them as well. We do see the Sonics are going to be pulling straight up to the junkyard
Look at
compound
Kickstar.
here.
He
I know
just
where
randomly
Kickstar
shoots
is.
sometimes, and Sonic was like, "Whoa, hold up!"
Like, oh wait, there's a guy here. Hold on, I'm not just gonna full W in. Come on over, guys. Let's go ahead and clear him out.
Yeah,
It's
and then Kickstar starts getting shot, and he's like, "Wait, hold up! I don't know if I'm into this either. let's just both ditch this compound. Let's both leave it empty." But nah, they only heard 2 shots from an M4. So Sonics, they're trying to figure out exactly what the conditions of this fight are. Gonna be sending some explosions over into it. It looks like it's probably just yeeting a grenade into one of these rooftop locations. Mine following in on the rear. Now we have the guide cam, so we know that no one is here, but Sonics are probably gonna be very deliberate on their clearing of this little shanty here. As we see Kick retreating back over to the power grid area. Now we did see in the kill feed Ferox lose one previously. Nico's got just absolutely demolished. He got shot off the bike, then died from falling afterwards. So I think we can all visualize pretty well around what happened to him. Still, Ferox not in an awful spot, but I always just feel a little bit anxious whenever a 3-man team goes for a split like this.
Yeah, it could be very dangerous. Speaking of splits, the split that Zenith has going on right now, I know Corsac did just regroup with Roth in the warehouse, exchanging shots now with Ferox, but Mystery is by himself in the south on the hilltop, and Oldless is in the warehouse compound at the base of the hill where the Sonics are at. So a crazy split coming out for them here, and Corsac is driving his vehicle again. I imagine he's probably going to try to go regroup with Oldless, anticipating maybe a little bit more pressure being thrown on his compound from the hillside. He's got to be careful though as he drives in, because the Sonics are just going to absolutely blast his car.
Yeah, it looks like they're only gonna have one player in position. And actually, no, Shroom's actually moving
neither.
up
Wow,
over the
never
east.
mind.
Yeah, so they're hard to
stand
make the
corrected.
shanty. They're not
I know
actually
nothing.
trying to. Shut up, fam! God, you're always lying to the viewers.
I know. It's terrible.
Hey, I think that Mystery is gonna die from a piano falling
It's the reverse.
in the
You
sky.
see, exactly. It's the reverse of the caster curse. There you go. So I'm making sure they don't die.
Well, I guess now that I said it, it's good that Mystery won't die from any falling instruments. So, but he might die from guns. This is the main concern in this game. Because, I mean, once again, just look at this split. I thought that once we saw Corsac make the successful rotate to Oldless, I thought that we'd be seeing Mystery and Roth follow suit. However, it is still phase 1. So it's not like there's an insane risk to splitting this much. You just got to find the right time to link up in these scenarios. And I think, in my opinion, the biggest flaw of like really good teams is trying to be too greedy going into too late in the game. And we might be seeing that here with with Wildcard only leaving Tiggleton here on the northern side, and he's gonna spot some STK out far to the east, but is completely unaware that 50 meters to his east is big boy Michael, who it looks like they were only able to make it into the game with 3 players. So that's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, but they're going to be a slow creeping up to the power grid. I really like this split coming out from Wildcard right now. 2 in the power grid and then 2 just to the north, actually on the south side of the street of that compound. Normally we see a power grid split team probably take that compound, but arguably this is almost just as effective as you're able to gather.
Much safer.
A little bit safer, a little bit closer to your teammates, and nobody's going to crash them on that hill. People are going to crash that compound instead. So arguably a little bit of a safer positioning decision coming out from Wildcard than what you would standardly see for this type of split. So you love to see it, but yeah, Duel slow creeping up here. Tiggleton probably has absolutely no idea what's going to be coming up to him here in a second.
Yeah, this is very, very scary here from Duel. Like, there's a lot of other spots that teams can take, but right now, some of them are fighting already with Yaxley. Atletico's, yeah, that's the player that I did not expect to see on this team. Gonna be crashing in, but I don't think he hears the players behind him as they're rushing in. Where did those shots even come from? That was actually from Kalnix as he pushed inside there. Now up top, it looks like Bliss was able to snag one of the knocks in this fight. 3-man DMR firing squad able to take down some of these players, punishing Bull Singularity and Atletico going for this crash. But oh, what are you oh-manning about? Oh, that is a big oh-man. Oh, is this gonna be another dub for Houston Heart? I mean, they didn't get the dub previously, but this is definitely a good zone for Houston Heart shifts and literally no one else.
Yeah, arguably they are in what could be considered the best spot. As I was touching on in the early game, so teams immediately hopping in their vehicles, going for rotations 3 or 3, going to be grabbing the double warehouses here, just on a pretty centralized position of the zone, but a little bit down towards the south. Vehicles rotating every which way. Excuse me, my goodness, I can't talk this morning. What's the matter with me?
Get some water, dude.
Bro,
Wash it
I
off.
got some. I've already drank like 2 cups. almost.
Ooh! I didn't realize that
Oh,
Rado's
drift
left back
action.
that much of like a drift, but look at that. Roth shooting out one, but Soup with the drive-by does get the trade, but Oldless, there's just too many players from Zenith here to deny that. Oh, almost got the kill steal, the boys in green did, but no, Oldless not letting it happen. As he gets the res onto Roth. Very successful rotation camp coming out from them here in the Monte Nuevo area. And it looks like with the players from Livid that are left, which is just like Microfry, the after effects of that rotation camp is going to be a very, very scared and lonely Microfry. As he's going up against the coach of 303, Manbun, who probably has no idea that Microfry is in here. Yep, he has no idea. See him, Manbun.
Oh, I was about to say, did he almost make it out? Around down to 1 HP. No, he is going to get taken out. Unfortunate. As 303, they actually favor going up towards that hillside area as opposed to staying down in the warehouse. I don't know if this zone does end up going east, kind of where the Houston Hardships are at. I don't know if it will be easier for them to make that push east from where
I've
they
never seen a
positioned,
team
or if they stay down
survive
south.
leaving this hill.
Yeah.
Ever.
hmm But who knows, if it goes north towards Pozo, it might be a good spot for them, or if it, you know, those rare west of Pozo in that weird area, we might see one of those zones for this one. But Sonic's going to be grabbing the north side of the street here in Monte Nuevo. Are going to be fighting up close and personal with Zenith. The Oldest is going to get another knockdown around the corner. H-Win is going to get a trade onto Corsac. I believe that is 1-to-1 trade so far for this. Yes, it is just going to be Oldest who's up close and personal. Roth coming across, Mystery slow coming as well.
Lot of
God.
very, very well cooked frag grenades going to be bringing Oldless down pretty low here. Rest of Zenith providing the support they can, but by no means are they interested in committing. Actually, Roth wanted to commit for a second, but yeah, not going to be going all in on that particular play. As Oldless, he's going to just be playing this corner wall as hard as he can. But Profi, he's getting a little impatient. Maybe want to have something to say about this. But Roth getting some high ground. Will he be able to punish Profi for going for this play? They know Oldless is here, or at least around this area. You can spot him through the fences. Or at least I think he could have been able to, but Zenith Oldless making his moves through the smoke. Profi spotting it, but still just can't quite spot exactly what Oldless is doing here. He might actually find Quinn first here, as he's just kind of bobbing, weaving through the smoke in the compound.
Oh, I respect it. Trying to get across to the street to his teammates. The smoke line was there, but just Strimsy and Profi with the crossfire isn't with the knock. Roth now taking a lot of pressure as Zenith in a really tough position. They've picked up a few early game kills, but they have bled a couple bodies for it down to just a 2-man. And they're just going to drive away, alleviate a little bit of the pressure that's going on, and then probably reset.
Next zone is going to give us something a little bit more normal as it shifts away here from the western edge. Houston Hardships still holding some very, very strong spots, but there aren't very many good centralized locations in this zone. We got Team Bliss and Singularity and Houston Hardships up in some very centralized spots, but I wouldn't call any of these spots that are good at actually controlling area. Like J-Sync is in a pretty good spot, but he's kind of on his own there. Everyone, like, those are like 3 teams that I mentioned that, like, hey, these guys are in pretty good spots. No one else is in a good spot. This is awful for the other 16 teams that are in this game. It's going to be really hard for them to find an entry to the zone. Someone's dying this zone.
Absolutely. Honestly, at this point, I think Lobes and Chuba are kind of in what can be considered the most dangerous position, especially with people going to be driving all around Lobes right now, trying to crash his building, as well as Chuba. There's 2 teams coming up towards the big ridge on his northeast that might try to crash down.
You think this is too greedy?
Nah, as long as they play it smart. I think Lobes is going to be the most easily defendable, especially since he has J-Sync overwatching him. And then now with Maluk going down to help Chuba, as long as they play near their vehicles and they're able to like land some good shots, good damage on teams coming in, they should be okay. But it does worry me with them not playing the long building with 2 teams over on their northeast.
Yeah.
But it looks like those teams are preoccupied trying to do other things. Rello driving his vehicle up this hill, going to stop in this little bowl. I'd imagine they probably, I don't know if they know Atletico or saw that Atletico was on these ridges to their north, but it looks like Rello is actually just trying to scout into Pozo.
They didn't get the kills on Atletico here. They might have no idea. Relo, 8X, and Mini just kind of peeking over this ridge. Zoidmate's creep on. Oh, he spots him. Oh, and Zoidmate with the last shot, headshot, able to get the knock onto Relo. Oath being sure that they can bleed a little bit as the rest of the team going to be trying to go for a rotate. Now, Snakers, he's looking like he might look for a little bit of revenge at this point in time. Actually has really good eyes on anyone that is trying to flush Relo. They might actually be able to save their teammate here.
I don't know. That's really tough. That'll involve them having to invest sending someone across the street.
I wouldn't advise it, but it's possible.
Yeah. No, really tough territory. Relo going up there, he's just trying to get a different angle, scouting like towards the west down the road. It's just unfortunate that he didn't know Atletico was there. Trevor, they also have their coach subbing in for them right now as well. But nonetheless, they're doing okay. They're inside the zone, so they definitely can delay this for a little bit longer. Duel, they did send Cherry all the way to the edge of Pozo. And have
God.
Lamp and I believe Michael coming down off that ridge right now as well. He's going to be driving through the Pozo field and have lots of bullets being
Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Luckily, there's only Trevor that's shooting him. Actually, Cherry's going to be putting some shots into him, so that's going to suppress him, allowing his teammates to continue their way across this open field relatively safely. Now, that's going to be a relatively strong play as they have good entry into this ridge line at this point, but not sure how well they'll be able to hold that with all the teams that are inside El Pozo and the Pozo outskirts. That's going to be Radiance, Bliss, and now arriving on the western side of the zone, SDK, who are sending it hard towards Singularity. 2 players in the bike, more guys across the road. They're going for this. They're fighting for this location.
Absolutely. So Luke, I believe it's Luke and Alo that just pulled right up close and personal.
Oh my God.
Right in. He's gonna have a player right in front of him. Rayo McQuick is gonna get the knock and flush on to Luke there. Uncivil trying to support from the hillside, I believe, is gonna get the knock on one, but Jumbi coming in behind, shoot to kill, inadvertently positioning themselves in between 2 teams on their push, are going to suffer and are, I believe, just down to... Oh, no, Alo's still alive in the compound, so 2-man, but both isolated into 1v1 situations, or 1v... Well, by themselves, at least.
Let's see what Alo can do here. He's going to be able to get some quick shots on one of the Singularity players, getting hit in the back. Molotovs all over the place. He's really running out of options and time here with Team Bliss coming up from the rear. Purdy Curdy cannot hold them off forever. And this is a 1v2, 1v3, and actually Siler is the third party taking Purdy Curdy down. That's going to be no support for Alo. He's forced inside. Ooh, really strange movement here, but getting down quite low with Kalnix able to get the follow-up here. Singularity defending their compound, but a lot of 4-mans coming up on the way in. Team Bliss and now Radiance's McCoy coming from the north. Now this is going to slow Bliss down. Hopefully Singularity can survive for a little bit longer, but first we got Bliss versus Radiance.
Yep, step it over the top and throwing some shots. Radiance trying to go for the push out of Pozo on the south side. Textile almost getting knocked there. No knocks currently. Yeah, no knocks currently traded onto either team. Batty way off inside of Pozo, able to provide a lot of good overwatch and support. Nade is going to get the knock on to McCoy though. Follow-up Nade not going to do enough to get the flush smoke. Try to go out. But he did get tagged up a few more times, so he's probably going to get flushed here. Nerf trying to slow creep up onto Edge. Edge doesn't know he's there. He's going to come up, misses the shot. Edge is now going to call that out as he goes prone. McCoy going to bleed out. Nerf's going to try to get this. He is tagged up now very low as he's tried to run behind the rock. That's very careful as he can move over the ridge. He is going to get the knock on the edge before switching over to Textile. Now down to a 3v3 still. But yeah, great push unfolding here. Jumbi swinging around though. He's got to be careful that Radiance doesn't get taken off guard by that, but Juby's taking a lot of pressure from his east.
Yeah, it looks like that Bliss wanted to go for more of a gatekeep. Didn't want to commit hard to the fight onto Radiance, but it looks like they couldn't quite support them with the 2 players that came over here, which is to say Critical Motion and Jumbi. Now they still have bled Radiance quite a bit. They're still in a good spot to defend this, and they might even be able to save Textile if they're fast enough on their feet. Critical Motion trying to buy some space, buy some time for his bleeding teammate as he goes to the third Pearl in hand. Oh my, that was able to take down Nerf. Getting the res there on the Textile, while Jumbi provides some cover in the rear. Looks like they will be able to barely survive off of this, but I'm not sure what the sight lines look like from their east. They're definitely holding as strong as a spot as I would have thought here.
Yeah, honestly, a really good push by Radiance, but also just a really good hold by Team Bliss. Both teams that lose players in the process. Zoidmate's going to throw some shots up there as well. Jumbi's actually going to go down. Batty's going to pick up Zoid, so that's Atletico going out in 12th place. So Team Bliss still pressure on them as they're over there on the hillside. And just to paint a little bit of the narrative as we, things were unfolding during we were watching Shoot to Kill and Team Bliss there. 303 is down to 1 player as they tried to make their way across that hillside that we talked about earlier. And also, as much as I love Miramar, I think the terrain and the landscape of the map is excellent. The gameplay is phenomenal. It's very disappointing to see that when I saw the phase 1 shit, I was like, oh, it's probably going to end here. And yet here we are.
Yeah, this hill is one of the most common end zones I've ever seen. Looking back, oh my god, look at this fire that's being put out by Oath here. Toward Team Bliss. Juby getting taken down in a hail of DMR fire. Oath actually putting out some surprising pressure in this open field. This spot doesn't look as garbage as I would expect it to. At the very least, it looks like they're making it work, but it's not going to be in play. They're going to make some kind of play one way or another. It looks like straight into duel is the game plan.
Yeah, moving forward, Duel, they do have 2 members right on this one, like, stack of hay bales, like a
Cherry
hay
on the
shack,
right.
I guess. Yeah, and Cherry's split out to the west. I don't know if Duel realizes that Cherry is over there just yet, but he might be able to step up and get some important shots, and he is currently shooting at Wolf, I believe, so they do know that he is over there. Probably just going to be called a snake player. Oh, he's in the shack. Oh, okay. So he's in the shack. So a little bit, might be a little tough for Cherry actually to come out and get some shots. And Michael actually goes down to critical motion. So that's going to open it up for Oath to try to push
Very
in and take
complex
their
fight
position.
going on here right now. A lot of different angles that he seems to worry about, which is why you're seeing all these smokes coming out from Oath. But now Snakers, he has had enough of Cherry's crap. He's going to support reload on the side as, oh yep, the zone is going to take him down. So good pressure being put up by Oath there, kind of dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. Now critical motion might be the next player that is left on the chopping block for Oath. But still, there is still this 2-man from Duel that is preventing Oath from getting their way in. And with Wolf killing himself, it's going to be a little bit harder for Oath to get in here.
Unfortunate. I think he was, I don't know if he's actually dead right now, but I think he might have been
He's
cooking a
screwed.
nade. Well, he's going to die either way, but yeah, Snaker's going to go for the nade.
Frag!
This frag is going to get the knock onto Michael. If the nade nerf is strong, it's going to be actually critical motion gets the final shots in on Lamp-a-Lot. So
How
Oath
many kills?
down to just 2 members as critical motion is still just hanging out over here on this hillside, coming in from Pozo down to the final member of his team. As we were watching all that as well, the compound where Lowe's was at did get crashed by a wild card from the east side of the street, but they did unfortunately get taken out. So good hold coming out from the hard shifts, up to 5 kills. They're not going to split their attentions over here. Maluk going to come take a look at Oath. Critical motion finally falls down to Oath coming in on the north side here. Just a really tough spot for him to be playing on that open face side of the hill.
Honestly, the amount of work he got done, the amount of kills that he stole as a solo was really, really impressive. So Bliss can be ending this game with 6 kills within 8th place. And that's not no points, but at the same time, that's a pretty decent chunk of the zone that is now up for grabs between Oath and Singularity on the west side. I don't see Red Cannons moving anytime soon, but first on the southern side, one of the only teams that really has to move right now is going to be Zenith, who are in an awful spot right now, getting ganked up hard by Ferox. But look at that kill feed. Ferox losing Grumps to Lobes. This is going to open up a little bit of space here for Zenith, but now with Red Canids in taking some shots and Silers actively in the way, it'll be a miracle rotate for Roth to send Zenith into the zone here.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming around over on the west side. Got 2 players in the car, so might try to go for a drive-by. He's going to dive down and hit the ground.
Not good.
Vehicle is going to be almost destroyed. Less than there to get the vehicle explosion, but it was Mystery, I believe, that hopped out. He did get a knock on to Kalnix there,
Is he
but he's going
savable?
to get taken out.
I think he's going to get that kill.
Yeah, I don't think Rayo is close enough. He might get that kill, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
good.
getting that kill.
Yeah, so hey, Zenith picks up 1. We did miss
Stolen.
Zenith and the Sonics on the unfortunately, yeah, not getting that one. Zenith and the Sonics did end up fighting down on the south side in Monte Nuevo. Zenith did end up being victorious. That's why they were low on bodies as they were trying to make their play here in the in game. But sitting in the middle of the zone is going to be the Red Canids. I don't recall exactly seeing how the Red Canids and what timings they took to rotate into the 2 buildings here in the middle of the zone. I'd imagine they just scouted out, saw no one was there, and just said send it and made it in there. And they're going to be chilling, doing a-okay.
I mean,
Houston Hardships over on the east side,
that's
though, they're in a
real
pretty good
story,
spot.
man. Like that, what is Houston Hardships going to do? Once again, they have a humongous man advantage over the other teams in this lobby. Ferox is still in the game, but they do not have the same advantage of having 4 men up in the previous game, so that's going to be real unfortunate there. But at the same time, you know, Houston Hardships holding a good chunk of the zone. They're controlling a lot of space. You have Maluke off of the south side just dueling with Ferox. I think that this could be like a really good game for Houston Hardships. Maybe they're gonna win.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. They got to be careful. Make sure that as this next zone pops, the people on their south got to do something. And as long as they're able to kind of deal with teams one at a time, and they don't get caught with split intentions or split focus on what everybody's doing.
Good point.
They should be in a pretty good position to close this game out. Red Cannons, though, they're going to be chilling in their buildings in the center of the zone for a little bit longer. Silers does get spotted over there on the west side of the zone by Maluk. Maluk's got to be careful, though. You got to keep track of the last member of Ferox on the south
This is
side.
just the game saying, I want to see Red Canids versus Houston Hardships. All these solos
Right.
and duos that are left are just like, oh, God, what do I do? And oh, here we go. Oath trying to send it. Reload the drive from the bike, taking a lot of damage. Not quite finding any cover until now. Beautiful little ridge that they have found themselves in. Now, how sexy are the throwing arms in Houston Hardships? This is going to be a very specific location to frag, but no, Maluk, he's feeling better about an M4 spray. Get up close, trading half an hour for realize he gets the repeat, and there it is in the kill feed. J-Sank getting the follow-up. This is not the same Houston Hardships we saw last week, dude. They are on fire.
Absolutely fragging out, just pushing around, taking fights any which way that they feel that they want to. They're going to get the elimination. Oath going out in 6th place. And I really do like the reposition coming out from them. Lobes and Chuba are immediately swinging back towards the other edge of the zone to make sure no one's going to be creeping in behind them. Should find Cozy here in just a little bit. Maluk and J-Sake still holding center. They know that people are just sitting inside this building. Like they're not going to be coming out just yet. They also, I believe it was Maluk that spotted out Silers over there on the west side, so they also know that there's a snake over there.
Yeah, if they're doing the math, then they're saying that, like, okay, we know we're around 4 people are. We are also 4 up. What are the last 2 people doing? Like, they know Cozy's out here too, because Maluke was fighting him earlier, so they actually, like, the only information they don't have is on the solo from SMG. Houston Hardship, if they've been counting kills and if they've been sort of keeping track of everything, they should have a very, very fine grasp on what's going on in this game, which that mixed with control of center zone going into phase 7 in a game where the buildings are usually shifted out, like this is so much going in favor of Houston Hardships.
Yeah, they're in the prime position, I guess. We could put it in a less analytical explanation way. Don't know where I'm going with this explanation, but sure.
Are you crapping on my analysis?
No, it was good. It was really good. It made sense.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. I didn't mean
Here we
that
go.
in a negative way. But hey,
Center zone.
you're right. Shifting away from the buildings, so you're right. They are going to be center zone on phase 8 and center zone for the dot in the center. I don't know how Silers is still alive down there. That is. Let me go wheel on over there.
This lip played a lot. And it's one of the reasons why when you brought up this warehouse versus this hilltop compound earlier, is why I liked the warehouse and the low ground better, because you can get here easier. It's not amazing, usually because you just die to people that are using hardship spot, but does get you to phase 8 pretty well, even if you're a solo. So that's not bad. But look at this. There's nowhere he can go. Like he is so dead. But SNG creeping from the side. Looked like Fikes got something out here, but not gonna be going ham on that still. SMG not yet gonna be in the zone. Same can be said for Cozy than the far south side. And yep, Lowe's keeping that on tabs. He actually is gonna be taking some shots out there for 22. Can Cozy make it happen? Running real low on health, armor, meds. This is not looking good. Oh, here's the barrage coming in. The mobile red zone is the frags. Actually, airburst above him after bouncing off these ridges, so he's gonna stay alive for a few moments longer as the smokes begin to dissipate. SNG trying to make his own way over, but it looks like J-Sank trying to creep his way in for that kill. No, it will be Maluk who finds that. Then Cozy detonates into little giblets, and we called it about 5 minutes ago. Houston Hardships versus Red Canids.
Yeah, and Houston Hardships, they're just going to surround the buildings here. I like this move from the Red Canids, though. They're getting aggressive. They're actually going to be coming out the south side of their compound, trying to get different angles. Instead of just trying to push straight up to the hill where J-Sank and Maluk are at. Utility is still coming out. Nade's coming out. That's actually going to be 2 knocks. A nade knock, and then I think the vehicle being thrown by the grenade is going to get the knock onto Feiska there. So it is just going to be kill demo left alive in the 2-story. And here comes the full W coming out from the Houston Hardships, as they're probably going to be wrapping this game up here within 30 seconds.
Trying to buy some time with the mollies. Potentially some defensive utility starting to be used as well. More mollies could potentially allow some reses, but as the grenades begin getting chucked through the window, I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
He's on fire. Oh no, he is Oh god! And in a Fury Inferno, it will be a 14 kill win for Houston Hardships. This is
My
the
goodness.
Houston Hardships that we saw in the NA PGS Berlin qualifiers. This is the team that got 11 out of 12 wins in their qualifying rounds. This is them.
My goodness, Maluk with 9 kills is gonna top it off for them.
Maybe it's just Maluk,
for that
actually.
14 to no. They're all doing their thing. Red Cannons though, they picked up a good chunk of kills, even though they were kind of hanging inside those buildings. 7 kills in the second place. Is gonna be Ferox snaking their way in. Grumps there with 1 kill. I think it was Singularity coming in 4th, and then 303 as well, snaking their way in. They got 2 kills on them. Props to
bad.
them. We were a little critical of their positioning over towards that hill in the early game, but nonetheless, they still make it into the placements, get those top points. And it is going to be here. Let's see. I don't think, unfortunately, no interview as
Yeah.
well. But that's okay. Houston Hardships though, 2 back-to-back, really strong games, and like I said at the beginning of the day, I mean, you have a good first place game, and then a really good game that may or may not be first place, and you'll find yourselves right where you need to be. And I'm sure they're going to be sitting real pretty on the leaderboard after this one.
All right, we're gonna be taking a quick break, but just a little PSA for everyone. The reason why we're doing a little bit less team comms and less interviews is because teams aren't in the Discord. So if you want to see your teams get in the Discord, just be like, hey, let's do some more comms for whatever team you're supporting. Some teams like OCE, they have some extra lag, so it's like, okay, you don't want to be forcing people to have ping in their comms, but that's the reason why some people we're having less comms today. Either way, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, Sandhawk will be the name of the game. We'll see you then.
What is up, nerds and gentlemen? We are going into game number 3, but first, myself and Famosity have some scores to go over. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. What are your predictions? Well, I don't know why I'm asking about predictions when I literally have them updated on screen right now.
Well, hold on.
What do you
I won't
feel
look
about
I won't
this?
look at him. I won't look at him.
Oh, you don't look at him.
Let's see.
Okay.
Predictions.
So what do you think prediction-wise after last game?
Let's see here. Houston Hardshifts are now on the left side of the leaderboard.
Oh.
After that, don't really know.
Well, they're on the left side, and they're also
Alright.
tied. Or not tied.
Ooh.
Right above them, Duel and Ferox are tied, alongside
Okay.
Shoot to Kill there and Sonics. But the really big story is that 80 points is now the threshold that teams are looking to beat. And that's getting harder and harder for specifically the bottom 3 teams. I would say that Team Bliss and Up still have a chance there with that 61 point. A 19-point deficit in 4 games is very beatable. Especially with a couple of good games. But Livid, Atletico, Radiance, it's starting to look a little bit harder. You know, like, what is that? It's 9 plus 19. A 28-point deficit, that's a little bit harder to surpass, especially considering the 3-3 roster we're seeing today is real strong. But also, just to talk about other teams that are on the right side of the leaderboard, I've been pretty impressed with Zenith today so far. Like, they haven't made the best plays. But individually, you know, they're getting points every game so far, and it's not like 0 points. Like, they're getting, like, you know, 4 kill, 5 kill games, a couple of placements here and there. They're not playing poorly today. That sounds awful to say too. They're playing good today.
Yeah, right. No, but yeah, taking a look at the leaderboard myself as well. Honestly, I didn't think that we'd see that 8th place point jump up by 16 points in 2 games.
Yes.
So like you said, it is going to be a lot tougher for those teams that are still hovering down there, kind of in the bottom. But I mean, Houston Hardships just had 2 20+ games. So realistically, you know, one of those teams as well could have 2 20+ games in a row and put them right where they need to be. Houston Hardships, with it, you know, that 8th place point being at 80 points right now, they're only 4 points ahead of that. So they still have a little bit more work, as well as Wildcard at 303, who are in that same position. As we still got 4 games today.
So, like, I do agree with you in Houston Hardships. That being said, like, remember that Twitter thing that was going on where individual players were posting, like, what they felt their FPS stats were? You know, with, like, aim mechanics, positioning, team play, clutch potential. Houston Hardships clutch potential is, like, 99 out of 10. They are so good at just playing dang well when it counts. And it's just like, when they're hyped up and when they're feeling good, it feels like, to me, at the very least, as an outsider looking in, I don't really know any of the players individually, but it seems to me that when they're feeling it, it reflects in their play. And that is the Houston Hardships that we are seeing today, right now. I don't see them going to the right side of the leaderboard at all. Now, that being said, there's a lot of people that I would say that about today. You know, like, you know, the wild card that we've been seeing, the 3-3 esports that we've been seeing, especially with the roster that they have. You know, no offense to Man Bun, but, like, you know, maybe minus him. Obviously, he's a coach. He's not here for his mechanics. But the other, the main 4 players that have on the roster are really, really good. You know, on the right side, I wouldn't be surprised to see Zenith move on over. You know, Red Canids positioning has been quite good so far as well. I feel like a lot, like I said before, I think that the 9th through 13th place spots could easily make it to the left side leaderboard.
Yeah, Man Bun, all brain, no aim. Is that what you're saying to Man Bun?
I mean, yeah. If you're a coach, there's no shame in that. There's no harm in that.
There is no harm in that. That's right. I can 100% relate to being all brain, no aim.
I wish I had a brain.
When it comes to everything. What are you talking about, Seal?
When I went as a coach for Vendetta, I wish I had a brain. I was just like, oh my, what is going on here? I was freaking out. Are you kidding me?
All right.
That would have been really useful to have right around them.
All right, but I guess I'm not big brain enough because the team I coach for isn't playing in this. So I guess
You still
got
coaching?
I got to ego check myself. Yeah, I still coach.
I thought that after LIE blew up that you were done.
No. I was coach for Elevate for phase 3, and then I'm still the coach for their squad currently.
That's really cool, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they aren't elevated anymore, but I'm still
Follow
coaching for
Elevate
their
on
squad.
Twitter.
No, I
Elevate
mean they're not
GG.
they're not elevated anymore actually. But I mean, if you want to follow Elevate, I don't care. You should follow any team in the competitive PUBG scene, especially as we got stuff that's going on here, shaping up in the next few
Yeah,
months. But
Sonics,
actually,
Duel. Follow NA
talking about
teams.
the game. Let's talk about the game. We can talk more later, I guess.
Fine.
Terrible plane path.
Oh yeah, but it's also
Okay,
Sandhawk.
we can go back and talk about what we were talking about. That's all I wanted to say.
Nothing else to say.
Yeah, nothing else to say. Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and see who's going to be stretching down to the south, because Pine Inn is a place that we always talk about as being a very, very central spot to fight over. For EU, it was constantly contested by FaZe and someone else. But this time around, it's going to be Hughes and Hardship that are getting it for free. Now, Michael shots might not be free if Michael lands a lucky headshot. But yeah, he's going to be giving up that one as Duel get themselves... Oh, that's not Duel in boot camp. Okay, yeah, so this is a pretty reasonable split from Duel. Sonics will be in boot camp, but as the circle shows itself, it will be STK that get themselves a nice spot. I didn't see it. Oh, wow, that was a Saiga kill?
Bro, gotta put him down with the Sega, dude. Love to see it. Love to see it.
You can put in his Twitter bio, top S12K player in PUBG. He's probably the only person that has stats with that gun in this game in a competitive environment.
Yeah, we'd have to check that after this game with our experts of replay and stat analysis, TY at GG, who have been providing these scores for us in between games throughout the entirety of the Royale. Great shout out to them. Thank you very much.
Individual stat capabilities.
I know they do. I got the link. I look at it.
It's just too much for me to deal with for the production. I feel kind of bad now. We should definitely try to get that implemented here. We probably will for the championships. Either way, though, less meta crap, more in-game stuff. It looks like Livid and Singularity, two teams that are very much hurting for some points, going to be finding each other very, very soon. As Napoleon making his way into this compound. Looks like Caden dropped here, if I am not mistaken. So 4x Vector, yeah, he's ready for a fight for sure.
Yeah, he's dancing around. I don't know if he realizes that Napoleon is on the south side of his compound just yet. So he's just still looting it up, doing his thing. His teammates are all over in the quarry. Thankfully, I think he's going to be able to get the exit here, as he's just going to run over and regroup without even considering the fact that there's someone by him. So he should be okay. One thing to note as well, Livid is also playing with their coach right now.
That's Soup, right?
Yeah, Soup. So a few subs coming in for a few teams, maybe or maybe not. Certain players may or may not have been able to make it, but that's okay. Soup's a very capable player, even though he's a coach. Much more so than I am. My goodness,
I
wish I could.
I thought you were going to say much more than Man Bun for a sec.
No.
Because he's actually playing.
No. Speaking of Man Bun, him and
You
his
have anything
team,
to say about this Man Bun?
no, they're going to be coming out of Tatmock. Should be okay for them to rotate in from this side. There was actually no hot 10 team, so they're only going to have to really worry about kind of wild card coming in the roughly the similar section of the map. They're going to have obviously the Paradise. Yeah, they can probably grab that compound at the crossroads there if they so choose so. That might be a little bit too long of a drive, but heck, they might.
They're going. They're doing it.
Yeah, they're going for it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so ballsy from sometimes people even drop in this compound and they're just going on full on hard crashing this. They were ready. They're expecting to fight for this, but it's gonna be free.
I think we shoot to kill had one member land in this compound, so there's not gonna be. Oh, you got Silas got tagged up. Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear any gunshots. I think he got squished.
Oh, maybe. So he's gonna burn a few meds, but that's okay. But yeah, I think shoot to kill loots that compound. But they just favoring going towards the more central side of the zone. Wolf gonna get taken out as he tries to rotate in on this outside. And one thing I like to, I'm just gonna note real quick, Oath, and before they were Oath, this team on Sandhawk specifically always looted this southeastern section. And on Sandhawk, it's it's very arguably that like teams that don't have good drop spots or are on the edges of the map when looting tend to have a little bit of a tougher time on Sandhawk. But realistically, I've seen Oath do very well in games on Sandhawk, even though they're rotating from this far southeastern part of the map. So props to them. They should be okay. They are going to have a few teams that are kind of waiting for them, I guess, as they try to rotate in from the southeast side, like Meta, as Wolf just went down, unfortunately.
RIP. Oh, hold up here. We got Sonic with some really
on the wrong side of some really big aggression here. Wooly coming out with a mutant. Again, I've been seeing a lot more on Sandhawk specifically, as you're not always able to get all the loot that you necessarily want. That being said, Duel respecting Profi's position, feels like they definitely know that someone's over here. I wonder if Mime sort of blew that cover or not. Either way, Level likely setting up a flank, but this flank is going to be discovering an entire new team. So Duel going to be blocked out here. He actually didn't spot Chuba there, despite having LOS for a second, but not really hard committing to it either. Just trying to look for a flank on Profi, which I think he should be able to find it if he studies that one angle hard enough, but not going in on that one. Actually, we'll be spotting Chuba instead, and yeah, kind of realizing this is a lot going on right now.
Yeah, especially on phase 1. So this specific hillside, trying to go east from this hillside, if you don't go south of the road, you realistically only have one or two options, because you can't really go down the open face hill into boot camp, especially with the team there. You really have one option. You can smoke your way into the doubles where Profi was, or you can try to just use the rocks and breach your way into the compound where the Houston Hardships are at. This early in the game, though, that's not necessarily something you have to do, because realistically,
that'd be insane.
yeah, the teams in front of you are going to rotate away if the zone goes east. So you don't necessarily have to commit to that at this point. But a lot of times we see zones kind of end in that area if it's like a 50-50 water zone. Shrimzy is going to get absolutely tatted up by Tiggleton and Keenan there. And he is going to get taken out as like I said, Sonics were trying to rotate away up the hill more east.
And they've been reading the kill feed, dude.
Yeah.
They know that Sonics is down to 2 men, and with them being this close in proximity, and with Sonics being down to 2, they are going hard on this. Now, Kickstart versus Profi will be the name of the game here. Oh, no, as I said, Tiggleton getting that knock, as Kick just mostly playing bait, it looks like they're on the door, and Mime, last player alive, is going to be backing off from this compound. Now, this team was making some crazy numbers earlier on, but it looks like Sonic's honeymoon period might be starting to be a little bit over. Maybe it might be kind of staggered at this point, as I feel like, despite them being in second place, they haven't had any like really crazy standout performances yet in 303. Now, that's not what PUBG is about. It can be one facet of your team's gameplay, but it's just something that I kind of noticed about Sonics as we've been seeing these games unfold.
Yeah, nothing wrong with being consistent in PUBG. The most consistent team in North America won all 3 Royales, or not Royales, I guess seasons or phases for MPL. So, nothing wrong with staying consistent and doing what you need to do in the long run. That's why they find themselves in second place. But Ferox, they're going to be coming in behind Duel. So Duel actually does take the opportunity to cross over into the doubles. So now Ferox is going to find themselves in the situation that Duel was. They're going to need to figure out how they want to go and navigate across towards the east. In phase 2, it is going to favor the south. So this zone's actually very interesting because crossing that street that goes right across the middle is actually very tough the later you get into the game. So we'll probably see a few teams here kind of, if they're on the eastern or western side of the map, decide whether they want to commit to the north or south side of the road here.
You had a point that you brought up about Oath earlier, and I forgot what it was for a long time. I just remembered it. So a long time ago, like I'm saying like 2 years ago when Senok came out, I think that was 2 years ago. I was talking to Wolf, and he said that on Senok he loved Botates. I don't think I've ever seen Oath do that. So
No.
I don't think that's like part of their game plan anymore. But at the same time, like, you know, maybe playing for Botates and playing those edges so much is sort of what gave them experience to, I guess, play these edge loot zones. Also, another mutant here.
I'd imagine and would hope that over two years, strategies and ideas would change when it comes to
It's really impressive.
gameplay. Yeah, I think what was Wolf with EG way back then? Is that
Was
time,
that
or
EG
was that
I think
before?
it
Was that even
was.
longer ago when he was with him? Was EG before Sandhawk? I think it was.
We need some.
Well,
PUBG
in terms
historians.
of competitive Sandhawk, yes, way before that. But in terms of it like being released as a pub map, I don't know if that's right around the same time. I don't know though. Gonna have to dive deep into the history books of PUBG competitive history to find that one, I think.
Well, we're the ones that would probably be writing that all considered, so it's not that it's a very bad sign that we don't know the answers to these questions.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we've been having a lot of fights sort of slowly bubbling up on the back burner here. First, it's gonna be Ferox versus Houston Hardships here on the west side. The northern side as well, Radiance in by far the worst position on this side of the map. They have one player down, and they have teams to their southeast and their southwest. I mean, even their dead south with STK. There's people that are all over the place. They're not going to be able to rotate safely around this unless, like, they just yeet it east with the vehicle, and I'm not sure if they've had the capability to do that.
Yeah, they're really in a bad spot here. I mean, they can try to just like split the difference, go straight down the middle of the two compounds, go up the hill. But then when they go up the hill, shoot to kill is just going to be there, and then
Yeah.
the two teams in the compound are just going to come behind
What's
them.
that?
So
I hear shots.
yeah,
But,
right.
like, Atletico might not look to the west unless they have a reason to. Oh, no, Nick's on it already. So Radiance, one way or another, is going to be at least forced body lull to this Atletico fight. And with phase 3 popping, they have about a minute and a half to make a play here as Atletico's in play, Radiance is not. This is just going for bad.
Yeah, so I think with this specific zone, Radiance is probably just going to try to push the
Yeah,
fight
they have
onto
to.
Atletico here. That's really all they can do, which kind of leads into like what I always say about Sandhawks Seal. It's very linear, much more earlier than the
I
other
stole that
maps.
quote.
Yes, and so this
You know.
this specific play that they I guess are having to go for right now is just unfortunate that it has to happen like this, and unfortunately they are going to get taken down to just Aguila has a DBS. Let's go. We're gonna follow him the rest of the game. All right, Seal.
All right.
No, we can't.
I'll unmute voice chat too.
We can't do that. Come on now. As much as I would love to. But he is going to swing around to the east. Honestly, he'll probably be able to swing over here and prone it out. And he's getting spotted out by
no.
Nick. But he should be okay to swing over here and probably snake his way in for at least another zone or two.
Sandhawk Blue can be pretty unforgiving, but right now it is still something he can manage with. And this is a dip right here. He should be able to make his way up the hill. Only his next threat is going to be Zenith and Team Bliss that are further into the zone. But they're kind of controlling their own space, and they have their own problems they're dealing with, specifically each other. So it wouldn't be too surprised to be seeing Aguila get quite far in this game as a solo. Also, we have 16 teams alive, 57 players alive. Very little death in this game so far. Like, we haven't really been missing much. There just isn't that many fights that have happened. A lot of them have been bubbling up as teams sort of poke, prod, and rotate around each other. But one of them is going to be Ferox versus Red Canids. Neither of these teams are in play. They're both fighting here for, I call this Suicide Mountain because I've never survived coming up here in my pub games. I'm not sure if it has a name in a competitive capacity, but it will be Ferox and Red Canids that might be starting to fight for this. Although Resty Zera from here on the low ground has at least confirmed half of a warehouse this team can play. They might be rotating on in. Yep, that actually is going to be the game plan for 3 of the 4 players with Mr. Gibberish over here going off further east.
Mr. Gibberish.
I don't know
Oh
what
man,
to say there.
notable mention by Ferox though, going for this rotation. They didn't want to push the 3 teams that they would have been pushing over on the west side of the zone, so they instead swing
I wish
south.
we had their comms.
Yeah, that'd be a good one for this. Unfortunately though, Rick and Iz have absolutely no idea that they're going to be coming in behind them. So as Ferox gets closer, they're going to be a little bit more quiet. I think they spotted Ferox spotted Red Canids here.
I think they have to have with how they're playing. Like,
yeah,
they're playing very
but-
clumped up. They're waiting to like spot like 2 or 3 players behind. Yeah, Sweet Soul spotting 1, spotting 2. Shots coming out from Rusty Zera, trying to get the knock on the fight guy as well. Can't quite find it. Oh, the trade coming out onto Nikos and the flush, and Cozy going down as well. Very good reaction from Red Canids on this terrifying ambush. Now Ferox, they're actually on the back foot as Grumps goes down as well. This is awful for Ferox.
I know, just Sweet Soul peeking around
Oh my
the
God.
edge of his warehouse. I know he's there. That nade right up close and personal. I
Old
don't
Frags,
think
he's
it
dead.
actually. I don't think it actually. Yeah, Old Frags, he's dead, but I don't think it actually made it fully around the corner there. Maybe he had a 3 vest too. I don't know. I didn't see what gear
Yeah, that does impact that, doesn't it?
he had. But yeah, so he's gonna be there. I think Grum's trying to crawl over to get res. Phase 4 shifted way north here, so in 20 seconds, both of these teams are gonna be even in more trouble than they already are. Rusty Zera is currently not getting res, so they might.
Here.
Yeah.
Check this out. Oh no! Finally after the down to the flush. Getting at the down on the resing player as well. Grumps now, last player alive who has now popped a medkit. Sitting there, nice full HP. Does get the knock in very bad cover versus Kill Demo. The zone is back. Players to his front. He's gonna
it goes down the zone.
forcing the knock, so doesn't get the kill point for that. Actually, might even get the kill point for Kill Demo. Well, actually, I think that you're not supposed to res here, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it looks like
Oh,
he's just
that's
dropping
right.
utility and meds, and then he's
Yeah.
gonna get on his merry way. But that's actually really
Uh-oh.
big for the Red Canister. They pick up 4 kills, but now they're gonna be down to a 2-man, and we do see that Rello is currently over here by himself. His other two teammates in the quarry on the north side. Looks like he's gonna pull off just a little bit, but he is gonna try to pick up some kills. Over on the west side, though, we do see 3 teams. The 3 teams that were in the 2 compounds, and then the doubles compound there in between them, all making their way in over on the west side as well. Probably going to see a little bit of death and carnage here on this zone, as basically all other sides of the roads on northeast, south, and west side of the zone are getting taken out.
Bliss making their own big play. Looks like Textile got hit outside, knocked in the zone, and will be getting flushed there as well. Living though with a very, very wide split. This is something that Team Bliss will be able to punish here on the eastern edge of the zone. Crit fragging his way in. Soup is getting the resident microfire on the other side. It looks like Crit waiting for some backup here before he goes to this push. As Soup continues trying to clutch the res. Oh, the guns in single! Oh, no!
Oh no!
Oh, God.
Unlucky. Unlucky for Crit
That
there.
is
Unlucky.
ooh, that is keyboard slam worthy right there.
Yeah, I'm not one to slam my keyboard. I don't know. I've watched Crit stream quite a bit actually. Very easygoing and smart guy. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. You know he's not happy either way. So the
Yeah,
Edge
no.
and Jumi gonna be alive. I think that Jumi might go down to the zone here in a couple of seconds. Shots were gonna. Oh my God, what a spot! Oh no, imagine getting shot through this.
That'd be oh man, that'd be terrible.
Well, phase 5 has popped. West side is continuing to bubble up. It looks like Duel versus Meta is going to be the name of the game here. As a couple opening knocks have already come out in favor of Duel, but oh my God, Singularity coming here from the side as well. This is going to be absolutely bloody. As Singularity looks like actually trying to sort of creep around this fight on the eastern side, while Duel move off to the west, trying to finish off the rest of Meta Gaming.
Oh my God, I'm just taking a look at the mini map here. I was like, there's just gonna be so many people
There's
dying.
so much to look at, yeah.
Absolutely everywhere here. I do like the positioning from Duel. There's actually, it's like a little valley with multiple rocks that you can kind of hunker down in. Oh my God, great shot getting a knock onto Cherry there. So Duel unfortunately gonna lose one, as Metagaming still trying to continue their push as a 2-man on the south side. Singularity swinging in towards their east. Mime still snaking his way in, just doing mime things over there for the
Hashtag mime
Sonics.
things.
Right? Critsim does end up going down the trade from Michael. And I think it's just one member spotted, trying to run to the right. Shots coming in, tagged up, very low HP. He's in the zone down there, so he can just kind of hang out if he wants to. But yeah, the positioning by Duel here is actually really strong, because it's a little bit of value. You have rocks to play, and at this stage in the game, most teams are going to be playing edge. So you can actually hunker down here. As long as you keep track of all the teams that are dying around you, you should be able to pick fights after that. Team Bliss does go out in 12th place down on the south side. Final members of Oath trying to figure out how they're going to come their way in. Trevor is going to go down, and that is going to be Oath coming out in 11th place.
It feels like there's still literally a million people alive.
Oh, I know.
Like this feels insane. And we're gonna get another fight happening between Zenith and Team Singularity here on the eastern edge. Frags coming into Ray McQuick's location, gonna be forcing him back. Luckily, we'll be able to get out before the frags blow him to bits. Napoleon looking for that knock on a mystery, but that uncrouched, messing up his recoil quite a bit. Can't quite hang on to that one. And with phase 6 popping, they gotta realize, what are we fighting for? And SDK, oh my God, SDK literally in the eye of the storm, dude. There's just bonkers stuff going on all around them, and they're just hard chilling. They have the bunker in the middle of the hellscape.
Yeah, I wonder, normally we don't really, or I guess I personally haven't seen too many zones in this particular map actually end on that compound. So, to kill, they do have the compound, but as the later parts of this game shape up, they got to be careful that they don't take any unnecessary knocks or have anybody that's actually able to approach them as they were focusing on something else. Over on the west side, we do have Pinta and Sophia going to try to make their way in. Lobes goes down to Pinta, so that's going to be Houston Hardships. Bleeding another body. The other 2 teammates inside of the zone already, as Pinta's going to have to smoke his way in towards the edge. Looks like Meta does go out to Mime, of all people. Sophia goes down. Jason and Chuba just positioned in front of him, unfortunately. So they do know that Pinta's over there, and they're probably going to be focused up on him, trying to get some retribution for their fallen teammate.
Well, retribution is going to be forced by the zone, as it is on his back right now. Phase 6 jumping deal, but Chuba spotting Penta out there on the edge. Jason trying to get the follow, but oh, nice spray from Penta. Oh my god, he almost won that fight, but Jason getting finished off by Atletico from the rear is going to be forcing Chuba to take a very defensive position, just with Duel coming in from the south side as well. I actually don't know how Chuba survives this one. I don't think that he does.
He's got to crawl a little bit forward. I think he's just outside the edge. Now he's inside of the zone.
What up, Jason?
He might, yeah, he's like, hey, I'm just going to take your stuff. Thanks for dying. I appreciate it. And Chuba, more favorable of a zone shift than it being not favorable for him. One thing to note, though, we still have three 4-man teams and then 2 3-man teams left alive. 6 teams, 19
so
alive.
crazy.
Chuba's the only solo right now. So
Yeah.
we're probably still going to see some really coordinated fights, especially on the north and east with this zone already coming in. These players are going to have to make a position make a play for the next zone. Duel, got to be careful. They're splitting their intentions. They're going to have 2 teams swinging in on their east side as Chuba slowly sinking his way in. Atletico not spotting him out
we gotta watch
just
this.
yet.
Duel versus
Yes.
Singularity here. 1-for-1 trade already happening so far. Michael gonna be on the wrong side of that one. Duel. But Zenith coming in from the other side of Singularity. Gonna be forcing their hand with another Kodak just trying to crawl through the smoke. Last player alive from his team. Sees them. Just spraying hipfire.
Oh my god.
Was that 1 or 2? I have no idea what is going on, but somehow Kodak is still alive. We have lost 10 players in the past 5 seconds.
Holy hell, Chuba gets a 2v1, and then the third member for Atletico walks into the compound and dies to shoot to kill. So Chuba is still alive as the next zone is already closing. Chuba almost getting the knock onto Alo through the window there. He's going to prone it out, try to use the first aid, and then eventually crawl his way in. We don't see Purdy swinging around on the left, but Duel as well trying to figure out how they're going to sneak their way down the hill. They just get picked apart by Shoot to Kill, who's hanging alive, still 4 strong into the compound. Now down to a 1v4 against Kodak. Oh my god.
I got the giggles, dude. That was a crazy, like, a minute of punching. Now he just ends in 1 shot there. Shoot to Kill with 9 kills. That was, in at least in my perception of Sandhawk, this zone with that compound was what made everyone realize, oh, Sandhawk isn't about, like, you know, this run and gun play. It isn't about, like, this really, like, high octane gunfights. It's about controlling space and specifically just finding the compounds that are really, really good to sit in and then just sitting your butt down. That being said, the name of the game in this particular Sandhawk game was that people just did not die.
Right.
At all, ever. It's like there's 31 alive, and it's like, what? How? And then, like, at the very end, 19 alive going into phase 6. Like, there's, like, where you would sometimes see, like, a solo, there's a full team. That being said, for the first time of the day, we actually do have an interview with Luke 12 from Shoot to Kill, the kill leader for his team. Luke 12, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Doing good.
So, how do you feel after getting fed to hell and back that game?
After sitting in a compound all game?
Yeah.
It was pretty good, you know. I was kind of I was personally sitting on those roofs there, so I was having a tiny bit of fun whilst my teammates were just like sitting down in the compound. But other than that, we just kind of sat there, you know, let everyone come to us.
So I feel like, at least my perspective and the kind of narrative that I saw from the game was that there was a lot of people alive at, like, the mid, even the end game. Did it feel like a lot more chaotic to you in the area around you, like more than usual? Or was that mostly just like a normal Sandhawk game?
Well, normally, so we've changed up our loot spots recently. So normally we've never actually played that compound before. We're usually like fighting, one of the teams fighting on the hills around us there. So it's definitely a change of pace playing just from the compound.
So you guys ended up picking 9 kills from sitting in that compound. Arguably is a little bit more than what we would regularly see for a team that just sat in the center zone compound on Sandhawk. I know you guys cleaned up Duel right there at the end, but were you guys just basically just looking every which way to, pick and choose who you were able to pick off at any given time?
Pretty much, we just like kind of looked around, just shot at everyone. We definitely got some more kills than we expected. Just kind of expecting like maybe like a 4-kill win or something there.
Yeah, a lot of those compound fights compound games kind of end like that for a lot of teams. All right, last question before I send you off. What are you guys expecting from yourselves, I guess, from the rest of the through rally? Is this the kind of SDK that we'll be seeing? How you guys feel about your team?
So we've been changing up a couple of stuff in like scrims and stuff. So, but we haven't played too well in the tournament so far. So we're just like here to qual, and then once we get to the finals, we're gonna play much better.
You guys are sitting in third. Are you sure you're not playing too well?
Yeah, I
Okay.
personally feel like we're underperforming quite a bit. We've screwed up quite a few times and messed up a couple of games that we shouldn't have.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
can
enough.
definitely appreciate that mindset. Thank you so much for your time, Luke 12. We're going to be taking a quick break, though. We're going to be slightly longer than normal while we get Game 4 up and ready for you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the game so far. I've been a Little Fuzzy Seal, joined by Famosity for the 303 Royale. We'll see you guys for Game 4.
Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space if I'm ever to see you. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space if I'm ever to see you. And I'll go. And I'll go. And I'll go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the intermission before game number 4. I'm a Little Fuzzy Seal, joined by Famosity. One day I'll stop saying that before and after every single game, but until then, you're gonna be introed every single time, fam. How you doing?
Hey, nothing wrong with being intro. You know, it's good. Let everybody remind everybody that you know who we are.
Yeah, it's in
That's cool.
text, you know, right now.
Yeah.
It's I think it's in the title as well, actually.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, people don't like to read Seal,
Yeah.
so we have to make sure we say it so that they're reminded.
well, at some point, it starts to like question people's intelligence. So I should probably stop doing it. Either way, we have scores up right now, boys. Oh, actually, I need to make sure that these are reset. Give me 1 second. But actually, let's go ahead and get some fan predictions while I'm getting this set up. What do you think after last game?
I think the top of our leaderboard's probably still going to be looking the same. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be too much shuffling around. I didn't really see any like big performances from anybody that would
Yeah.
be on the right side of the leaderboard, I guess.
No, you'd be
So
right.
taking a look here. Yeah, it looks a little the same. Looks like Hardshift's got some points. I think Sonic's overtook or dropped
Yeah,
down.
Duel
Duel went up and
overtook
Shoot to
him.
Kill went up. But other than that, everything looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, in fact, there's two important things to note here. And the only two really big things that changed that game was that, number one, the 8th place cap was only increased by 3, from 80 to 83 that game. Zenith has gotten a little bit closer there, and a team that has definitely dropped down a little bit as far as their odds go to actually make their way into the top 8 is going to be Team Bliss. They're now sitting at a 21 from a 19-point deficit, so it's like, yeah, it's a similar deficit, but they're running out of time to make up that lost ground. So we'll be seeing now that we move into Erangel what they can make their what they're able to get away with. But either way, like right now, yeah, 9th through 13th in my opinion. So Team Bliss, Metagaming, Singularity, Red Canids, and Zenith Esports are the places for me to look. And like I said before, Zenith, they've been playing pretty well today, but it's nothing jaw-dropping. Maybe we'll see that though going into the last 3 games today.
Yeah, absolutely. In this plane, very forgiving here for the first game on Erangel. And, you know, I'm ready to see a 20 kill banger from one of these teams. Seal, I just, you know, any team,
Who the?
you know, hey, you know, any team that puts up 20 kills, I'm good with it. I just want to see it happen here.
I want to see it from Houston Hardships, I think, because like on
Yeah.
one hand they don't need it, but on the other hand, like just I love the narrative of them just like randomly showing up and kicking butt. like yep, today we're just gonna kill everyone today. That's just our thing. Like they've already gotten 20 or like at least 30 kills in 4 games.
Yeah, hey, they're fragging.
Wait, that's
I want to
actually
see.
insane.
I want to see our teams that have already won win another game, and then because I know for EU we haven't had any team win 3 games in one day, and I think there's 3 teams that have won 2 games in one day. So
Who
3
was that
games
one
left.
team that got like a ton of second places in a row?
That'd have been Rahina. I think they got second 3 games in a row.
Oof. Not the hat trick you won. Well, actually, it is kind
Yeah,
of.
I mean, they got a bunch of kills with them, and they jumped themselves up the leaderboard really. I wouldn't say unnoticed because obviously we were keeping track of them, but they definitely jumped up with those second place wins or second place finishes. So, but that's EU. Yeah, that's EU. We're gonna pay attention to kind of NA here. 3 teams on the military island right now.
EU more like PU.
Oh goodness,
Oh,
EU
God.
greater than NA? What?
Probably.
Probably. Oh, here we go.
Well, we missed a roadkill there from Old Bliss. I was actually looking for it, but we can, if we look for it, we can probably still see the crumpled up body of that Ferox player. No, it's actually disintegrated. So just going so fast, just burned up the body into ash. So nice stuff there. We're actually from Roth. But still a very, very awkward start that they're still sharing with Cozy and arguably the rest of Ferox. Cozy sort of interspersed amongst the Ferox players. I don't think this compound always gets a car spawn. Actually, there's 2 of them. What the heck am I talking about? But the rest of Zenith and Ferox will be continuing east. Zenith to prison, and Ferox over there towards the mansion area. So some very, very weird starts. There you go.
Yeah, I think the plane path they both were kind of congesting around the shelter area, probably fighting over where that hard spawn is. I don't know who ended up getting it, but both the teams end up making their
I
way.
would imagine the player
out
that
east.
didn't get
Oh
run
yeah,
over.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But speaking of the military base here, so Oath is down there as well as 303. Through 3 sitting in 8th place. Haven't seen too much of them today, so they're going to want to try to transition this into a good game since they're already on the military island. Meta Gaming went ahead and sent 2 players across. I think that we're looting the 2 cliff compounds on the northeastern side of the bridge. So they're going to send them across, try to secure some territory early for their players. I'd imagine the other 2 are going to go grab the boat where Sparking is going. And then Radiant should be able to have easy access across as well since they're right there. So hopefully all 4 of those teams that I just mentioned should have a relatively good game here for this one.
Yeah, hopefully metagaming does go for that play. That was you took the words right from my brain. Because they already have players that are across the water, so there's no need for them to risk any bridge rotations. And I don't even know why I'm explaining this. They're doing it, so like, so that'll be a nice, easy way for them to cross over into zone as one of the first teams on the military island. Yeah, Radiance, Team Bliss, and Livid, there'll be some guys that will have a relatively simple time potentially. It really depends on 303's game plan is for this eastern bridge. They could make their way up to the radio tower up top, which is notorious and has been since the game's release. But they could be taking something a little bit more, we'll call it blunt, which is what Sophia's doing right now. He's hoping to stop these cars with the glutes of steel, dude.
Oh man, just standing right in the middle of the road there, spotting up the gas station. Is like he only has 30 bullets in that M16.
Yeah,
though,
I don't like this at all.
he better be hitting only headshots if vehicles decide they want to start coming across. Speaking of vehicles wanting to come across, over on the west side, I wanted to say that Radiance might want to get the ball rolling if they plan on going across the bridge. But yeah, Sonics are already here. Profi's going to go ahead and pull up to the lighthouse here.
Not a good start.
And who is that? Is that Nerf that's stuck down by the road? Shrimzy and Mime are crashing the firehouse.
They're just having fun
not
up
looking
there.
good.
Yeah, Sonics. Well, Radiance hasn't shot yet, but they're playing defense right now. Shrimzy peeking and hearing Battle Log, only receiving 1 shot, so very, very good scout there so far. Batty trying to see if he can finish off Shrimzy. He's going to be spotting him in this shed. Stunned for the entry. Oh, that's going to flush him out. 1 HP left at 3 vets, saving his bacon. Quinn not really appreciating Radiance taking one of these players down. And oh, Shrimzy. Oh, you got to get the wrist. Is he going to get it? Oh, there it is. We saw Batty trying to body block for it, but not going to happen. Something's going on there in comp.
Oh, wow.
In the meantime, Nerf able to get the surprise knock onto Profi as Mime is also down as well. We had definitely said like, oh, Radiance, you're messing up right now. But they're winning this fight so far against the Sonics.
Yeah, Nerf actually did get the knock on Mime before getting Profi there. So
That's
Nerf
amazing.
coming up huge with the DP of all guns. He's gonna get spotted out here by H1 as he's trying to run across the road, try to go get that flush on Mime. There it is, and we have a 3rd team joining the fray here as a wild card is going to be coming in
good lord.
from the north as well.
I wonder if we have wildcard points right now. That would be a really cool thing to get right now. Let's see if we got those. For now, let's see if Radiance can actually hold this off right now, as they are definitely embroiled in this combat. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what wildcard has to say about this. Are they going to be trying to rotate past this? Are they going to be taking the fight? We'll find out.
1 wizard, top wizard.
Yeah, so top wizard is McCoy.
Top wizard, yeah.
Nerf is on the barricade at green, and Shrimzy's in glass.
Knock Shrimzy in glass.
He's knocked. Nice.
He's bottom 4 wizard now.
Wizard tower is super lit. We're fighting wizards.
I'm pushing up to the tower.
Wizard is fucking lit, dude.
Lighthouse.
I'm gonna drive up to lighthouse as well.
You could crash glass. I don't think there's anyone in there.
Glass?
Yeah, I think I knocked the only one there.
All right, I'm gonna pull up in it, but there's 2 in wizard.
I'm knocked one at the wizard tower.
McCoy's still at the back of the wizard.
I'm knocked one at the wizard tower.
Yeah, McCoy's still at the back of the wizard.
Side.
McCoy's at the wizard.
Comes. They're
up. They're pushing down. 2 went out the door. Southwest door.
Oh, man, it's
Crashing Jake.
They're on the right side of the building, okay?
I'm running across
the barricades. Barricades is moving.
I'm holding the right side of the building. They're smoking me off now.
I'm
Tower's running away.
I'm getting hill control on the west side.
Knocked one on tower. He's running away from tower.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Houston Harsh is on the west hill now.
We need to push in.
Yeah, we need to push in, yeah.
Oh, dude. They're on green. It's annoying.
They're inside glass with me, bro. I hear them.
They're looking at glass right now on green.
Bro, Radiance is swimming.
Kick, you need to help us with glass, bro. We have 2 guys on us.
I think they're downstairs in the smoke.
Radiance is gone, by the way.
Just shooting smoke. I think they're behind the counter downstairs in the smoke.
Okay. I'm watching west.
Hardships is on your hill. I can't really do much. I have a 3x.
Yeah, like left corner, left corner. I'm gonna pre-fire it. Hold up.
Okay. You there?
No.
I can't do anything. Hardships is gonna kill me.
Can you look above us?
Yeah. But
He's nading. More smoke.
Watch the glass above us, please.
Nading again.
I've just got knocked.
One's above us.
Cross.
One's above us.
Razor's
100%.
across.
Take.
Alright.
I can't see him above you.
They do have frag nades.
Yo, can we just smoke and go to the wizard tower right now?
I
Yes,
want to
there's
get.
no one wizard. There's no one wizard. There's no one on bridge either. You could go bridge. One's outside
I'm
on the
inside
back. On my side. Hit. Behind the US. Hit again.
He said
ran back
twice
in.
with the SLR.
Let's go. Let's go, Kim.
Behind
He
you?
ran back in. No, you
No,
he ran back
he
in. He
went
ran
back
back
in on the
in.
right. He was on that corner. He's right where you were. He went back into the building.
Alright. I'm taking the Dacia and I'm going to the bridge.
I'm running to the bridge too.
Watch upstairs.
I'm looking. I don't see any movement.
Where is Houston Hardships?
They're behind the
They're
hill.
on the hill.
They're on the hill.
Oh, yeah.
They're still on the hill. They're still on the hill.
I just hit one.
Jason
Could
stacked
come to the
twice.
wizard.
They're trying to nade glass, yeah. That was J-Sync.
So
It could
what
be
is the
coming to
info
the
on Gen
wizard
right now?
too.
Yeah,
Jen
they
is
can
both
definitely
in
run to the
glass.
wizard.
The last two Jen
I
is
think I
glass.
just
Are they
hit a
downstairs?
car by the beach.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was
My
a
goodness.
really intense set of comms. And this is actually, they didn't talk about it yet, but this zone in phase 2, hard shift to the south. No one is ready for this one quite yet. In a minute, this is going to force a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4? 5, is that 5 teams?
5 counting McCoy, yeah. Jesus, man. Yeah, who bridge camps in pro games, guys? What are we doing here, right? What do we know? None of them really bridge camping. It's just they're all pulling up,
Yeah.
trying to third party, get some shots in. Like the play coming from wild card, they are just gonna go ahead, hop in vehicles, and make their way across and try to focus. I think they're only 3. I
Oh no,
think they lost.
sorry, I meant Houston Hardship. Sorry, I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've been seeing, like, I've been hearing people talk about the entire time they've been fighting for so long. Very impressive. Oh, that they're still 4 up.
No, unfortunate. Houston Hardships only 3 up.
God damn it.
Good job, Steel.
That has never been that egregious to me before. To that caster's curse.
But
Alright.
trade it back. Lobes is gonna get 1. So now down to what? 3v3,
So-
and both of these teams are so. Oh man, this is just they're committing to a fight just to commit to a fight at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean they're so far away from the zone. I assume that one of them have opened their map and been like, "Oh hell, we're really far away from the zone. Do we want to do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, screw it, let's do it."
Oh man, but the problem is the more people that say yes, the more people that have these issues like McCoy hitting me in the back. Wildcard has since moved across, so that's gonna make this fight a little bit simpler. Red Candace and Houston Hardships are the main combatants in this fight at this point, as well as McCoy from Radiance, who definitely been in the background up until now, but now he has eliminated this hilltop hold from the Houston Hardships as he continues looting on up. J-Sank, though, looking like he might have something to say about the Scarver. Oh, he has the little advantage there from the ambush. He'll be taking Radiance down in 16th place. He's feeling a lot like that might be their last option, their last chance here to make their way into this game. But as the zone emanates over, that's not the right word, whatever. The zone's here, J-Sank is not feeling it, but the Red Canids as well, they were the teams that was just like, hey, we're just gonna bunker down, wait until this all blows over, and now they're gonna try and leave with, I think, the 0 car. I think they're all actually just salvaging cars at this point.
Yeah, they are 4-man though, so they're gonna be okay. Houston
Hey, not the wrong
Hardships.
play at all.
Yeah, no, not the wrong place. So they come out okay. Oh, Loeb still has a vehicle for the Hardships, so they might be able to, as J-Sync is running towards the bridge, might be able to beat the Red Canids to the bridge and then make their way across. Just on the other side, though, Wildcard is still hanging out over there. Oh man, this is gonna be
Back in
close. Red
bridge
Canids
camps.
going towards the bridge. Yeah. Most teams already kind of rotating down towards the south side. Actually, we do have 2 teams that are still on the east bridge making their way across, but they're not fighting. They're just
Yeah,
taking their
can
time.
see them, and yeah, he's
Mhm.
actually committing to this. Yeah, he's actually committing to this. It looks like he
I
can see
respect
them.
it. Why not?
But they're still really, really slow playing this at this point. Oh my god, Duel's still on the north side as well. Oh my god. This has been incredibly hard for teams to get across, but let's take quick tabs of what's going on. 303, Bliss, Oath, and arguably Singularity are the team in Zenith, are the teams that are in zone, able to make some positional plays to actually get something worth a damn. Right now, everyone else working with table scraps. Atletico, blue zone gatekeeping, Ferox having to wrap around that. One shot could end them. Oh my god, Cozy takes one on the arm, it looks like. Not only a 17 bullets, or 17 damage bullet there. And Yaxley deciding if he wants to commit to this eastern ridge push. Answer that one's no. That's an easy kill for Nikos if he actually decides to peek that. But Ferox is going to be continuing their rotation here as they try to get in from the east side. Oh god.
Oh, yep, there it is. He's going to pick up the boat explosion. That's a quick +4 added to the scoreboard there for 303. As we see, like you said, this zone, double hard shift towards the south, got water inside of it. I like it a lot. Phase 4 is going to shift away from water, obviously, but 303 playing around this new cliff area with these compounds here. So we're seeing, arguably a little bit of, new territory for New Erangel being played over West Bridge, though. Fight still breaking out. Nade is going to kill himself. Kill Demo actually went down to the zone. J-Sync still alive. Still has a first aid there and one on the ground if he needs it. There's no 1v1 inside the firehouse right now, but Rusty Zera is overwatching from the lighthouse.
Yeah, this is just mutually assured destruction at this point, I would imagine. Red Canadians definitely want to finish this off. They want to, get the placement and the kills, but at the same, we need to. They're shooting to get themselves killed at this point. We saw Atletico get run up on here by the other Australian team, Ferox, to actually be forced to move away from his in-zone position. Looks like his buggy is worse for wear than it definitely could be. And the other members of his team not having any better luck. Nick 101 trying to move in past Livid, but not in the zone, and a sheer just like mountain face in front of them. Like there's no cover them across, it feels like.
Yeah, we did see Sonics going out in 14th place there, unable to make their way in. Rusty Zera gonna go down as well in the kill feed to the Houston Hardshift. So I guess Jason coming up big there over on that West Bridge. He's got a long way to go in about 40 seconds before the zone really starts hurting him. So he might be able to pick up some meds off some bodies. Who knows? But yeah, Atletico here kind of just working the area on the south side of the radio tower. Really open-faced hill. Outside the zone as well, going to need to make their way in. Livid doing a pretty good job applying pressure, gating them out. So this is going to look a little tough here for Atletico as soon as they try to make this move using these smokes.
They're holding this quite hard, and I don't really see a way for Atletico to get in. Maybe Zoidmate can just magic up some sort of rotate. Yeah, it breaks his legs to get down there, but Nick cannot make that push. I think there's not going to be too much damage, honestly. So hopefully Zoidmate can make some kind of play from there. If not, Nick is dead.
Yep, zone clicked in. Zoid getting the spray down onto Badger. Yaxley gets the knock and the flush onto Micro. So Yaxley's swinging around over on the southeastern, like kind of low ground area, directly opposite of Zoid here. Nade's coming out. Shots coming out right at back speed. It's actually going to be the shot from Zoid with the SLR. The knock comes up over the top of the ridge. Is going to get the trade, though. Now getting tagged himself from the hilltop. As I believe, Nixon the blue still throwing those shots, and here comes Yaxley, gonna step right up over the top, should spot him in the rock. Spray is there. That's just gonna be Livid getting taken out by Atletico, who are able to get entry coming down off that hill.
I do feel like Soup dropped the ball there a little bit. If he could have just easily peeked over there and just shot Zoid the way he did, Honey Badger might not have had to die. That being said, definitely a couple of flubs from Honey Badger there as well, as far as letting Zoid survive for as long as he did. Taking a quick stock of what's going on in this particular game, it is Wildcard who are hiding around this long forest in the center of zone. You can't control too much from here, I feel. The bigger story is just happening here on the edges, on the eastern and northern sides. We have Team Bliss and a 2-2 split, holding some of these very, very strong locations on the northwestern edge of the military base. But further, what they're shooting at is going to be Oath and Shoot to Kill. They're trying to make their ways past the runway. Oath in a superior spot, SDK trying to find some way to rotate past it.
Yeah, Shoot to Kill. They're just scouting out where they can try to entry. They're going to be working east here. Obviously, they don't just want to go towards the bunker, towards Oath. So they'll probably run the fence line. There's a lot of trees over here, actually, on New Erangel. So they're going to be able to dodge, duck, dip dive, and dodge their way through those to make their way south. They are going to spot out. That's Roth. Ooh, just laying prone. It's actually been naked the knock. Are they going to get the steal?
Nope.
Nope. Nick's like, that's my kill. I'm gonna go ahead and secure that one real quick. You're actually gonna be rotating a buggy right in front of Alo and immediately gets absolutely blasted as soon as he pops out.
That was a really good spray.
Yeah, unfortunate for Yaxley there. And shoot a kill, they probably know that Nick is still up there. Yeah, they spot him out. Shot's gonna be coming in.
Couldn't seal the kill.
Civ, yep, Civ is actually gonna get that one before he goes down to the blue zone. So yeah, couldn't steal the kill, but they do take care of Atletico getting those kill points.
All right, well, that's a pretty good clear from SDK. They will be able to survive here on the northeastern side, just barely, unless Oath has something to say about it. Well, they might. Concealment is pretty high there. Not much hard cover there for them to work with, however. But just keeping tabs on what's going on elsewhere. Metagaming, a team we haven't checked in on yet, is going to be sort of making their way up here to the north side, jockeying for some of these very, very small dips on the west side of this field. Team Bliss working with the hard cover. We're going to be getting the res here onto Edge. June be able to clutch that one out with Textile and Crit. Try to exert some pressure onto some surrounding teams. So a lot of the fights that have happened are done, but SDK still moving out. Are they going to try to kill Zenith here?
They'll probably walk up.
No.
They gotta go for it. This is Molly territory too. Oh, let's go. He did throw the Molly. A lot of people nowadays, oh man, unfortunate that it's not able to do a lot of damage. A lot of people nowadays still go for nades and attacks like that, but if you're carrying mollies, that's the easiest throw for a molly. Because even if you miss the window, it'll still spread on the wall and go inside the shack.
Well, that was really
oh
cheeky,
my god!
But he was ready. He might have heard the vault there. So if so, amazing game sense there. And now Mystery saying, hey, maybe they're the mollies. Trying to play in and around the shed. But SDK, after getting that first knock, that's going to embolden them in this push. Mystery holding a cheeky off angle on Alo. No gun out, but a club spray from Mystery is going to prevent him from getting that knock there onto Alo. Uncivil, taking a header, but able to finish him off, clearing out the eastern edge. Now, there is Cherry from Duel that are coming in to see what all the hubbub was about, but once again, only 2 players up, Michael and Cherry, not even playing together on this hill, and this isn't even in zone, so it's hard to say what Duel really should be committing to, but as he spots Siler's out from 303, it looks like they might have to commit to their front, as... Wait, what? SDK is going up the hill?
Sure, why not? They're not going to be able to go down the road towards Oath, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So they got to go for this play. They're going to come up over the top. He's going to spot Cherry in his back, just completely unknown that Purdy and the rest of the people coming up the hill are going to spot out Michael as well. I believe he's just hanging out in a bush next to that tree right there. He's going to try to turn around and run away, but he's going to run directly to 303. Oh my gosh, Sofio's barely going to miss. Okay, he is him. So yeah,
you use him.
And there it is. Abdul goes out in 6th place. So a little bit opposite of what we had on Sandhawk here. 17 people alive, 5 teams already. 303 absolutely fragging over here on the east side. Sandhawk, we saw full teams all the way up into late game and had a lot of players die in the final few zones. Only on phase 5 here. Purdy on the blue is going to get tagged up by Sophia and not. Civ is going to get the trade back, but Siler is going to get the trade onto Civ. And that's going to be 303 up to 11 kills. Rez should be okay here onto Pintalol, and then they're going to make their way into the zone. Manbun's going to hop on the bike, and yeah, so they're going to be good to go. Oh, Silers goes down to Oath, though. Oh, Oath already pushing across the street out of the north side of the zone, and they're already on the hill here, too. So good positioning by Oath to go ahead and take that opportunity to make their way across, but excellent play by 303. Throughout this entire game, they've really just been huddling around the southeast or the south side of the map, around the cliffs, around those buildings there. But they picked up 11 kills. They're doing very well this game.
Yeah, and honestly, really good play from Oath as well to not sort of overstay their welcome in the military base to actually push out here. Also, Team Bliss didn't lose any players rotating out of that as well. After Oath stopped pressuring them, they were able to link up here on this new military installation here on the western side. However, I think I'm most worried about Team Bliss here, because while they do have a man advantage that not all the other teams have, I feel like they don't really have that many good follow-up positions from this current spot, especially with metagaming to the south. As phase 6 pops, yeah, they will indeed have to move somewhere.
Let's see here. Let's take a quick look. They're man, if I were the, I don't know. I really don't know if I was
you have a god camera, and you can't
I know.
figure this
I can fly around and kind of do whatever they want without showing it on screen, right? But they might try to go east towards the base of the hill on the road by the new billboard sign thing. They might try to just work their way towards Junebee and just work their way from there. The thing is, though, Meta is posturing to go more towards the stay on the south side of the street. So that's actually really going to open it up for Edge here to just basically have free reign over here on the west side. They're going to be careful. Those Snakers coming in on the north, but Bliss vehicle rotation is coming. They're sending two halfway up the hill, kind of focusing on Meta.
If they can control this ridge, that is very, very doable for them. And Meta is actually going to mostly allow that to happen, as well as prompt a fight with them in 303. This might have been an over-rotate from Metagaming, as 303 sneaking up here on the eastern side. They're keeping their heads down, but no one's really watching east either. They may be able to get a free opening kill here. Definitely can get a free opening kill.
Yeah, gonna get the free opening there onto Kritzum. Almost gonna get another one as he turns over towards the top where the Ragnar.
Come on, man, bud.
The flush does come out. Manbun gonna try to get the return one. Edge is gonna lose one. Sparking gets the knock onto Manbun, so just down to Penta as 203 trying to cover. Spray is there, not gonna connect. Oh, it is gonna connect on the respray. Oh my god. Great shots coming out from Penta. I believe it's just down to a two people left for Meta now, but here comes Oath. Oath is pushing across the street on A, so yeah, Sizzlin is focused over on Bliss though. So very isolated fights coming out here as Oath getting ready to come up and join the fray, peek up over the top of the ridge. Smoke's coming out for Penta. Gonna try to delay this a little bit longer here.
Yeah, this frag has Pentalol's name on it. That is for dang sure. They see what exploded there on Manbun. Gonna be following up with the second one. While Wolf just trying to nab up some of these kills. Didn't earn nothing with the knock. Oh, he's spotting Sizzlin there with his fighting Team Bliss. No more Sizzlin, which might be no more metagaming soon as Ragnadoy, or excuse me, what's his new name?
I think it's Ragnaldo.
Ragnaldino. Excuse me if I'm getting that wrong. Either way, he's the last
I'm still gonna
player
say
alive.
Ragnar. I'm still gonna say Ragnar.
He's the last player alive, and he's actually done him and Sizzlin have done a fantastic job keeping Team Bliss out, killing Jumbi and Edge. However, this time they've had enough, and they're pushing directly into this fight. A little bit scary to be pushing into some snakes here, especially with Oath on the horizon. But as Ragnadoy goes down, they know exactly where Penta is. We molly up the smoke. Textile getting up the flank here onto Pentalol, who retreats back into the smoke. Zone at his back, two players to his front, and with Oath on the horizon, Pentalol's in a lot of trouble. Ow.
Yeah, he is. He's in the bush though. He's fine. He's gonna use this first aid. He's gonna be in the bush. One's gonna, Textil's gonna walk. Never mind. Critical. Yeah, I can't believe it. Darn bush. What? Come on now. Critical motion is gonna get the elimination there. So now down to a 2v3. Snakers did get knocked on the north side, so Oath actually pulled off just to make sure they were able to safely get the res on him. Down to a 3v2. Bliss on the south side. Looks like Oath is still. They're making sure they're clearing out this part of the map before they just focus on their south. So just safe play coming out from them. Honestly, haven't
Snakers
seen.
went down earlier as well, actually.
Yeah,
they actually went back, like you said, to clear this area out, but also because they're seeing this entire bloodbath going on the south side. They're like, we actually have, unlike these other teams, we actually have a choice if we want to be a part of this. And they chose not to. So in a lot of ways, I'm glad that, like you said earlier, that this billboard could have been where Team Bliss could have gone. And this looks like some hot garbage. I'm glad they didn't go here. Oath would have torn them to pieces.
Well, they could have went there. They could have just also played kind of, edging with the hill there. Is probably what I was anticipating them to maybe do. But instead, they just swing south. They clean everything up. Now they're going to be coming in on the south side here. I still got to give power and numbers, and then also just the high ground advantage over here to Oath. They're probably going to be in a pretty good position. And Oath, honestly, I haven't seen too much of them throughout the day today, except for that one game earlier on Miramar. I think it was the first game of the day.
Yeah, they don't have
that far north zone. But they're doing all right. They're probably just having fun, sitting in such a good position on the leaderboard. They're probably not too worried.
Yeah, they're missing one of their fraggers, and they're replacing with their coach Trevor. So actually, both of our teams' coaches playing pretty okay today overall between 303 and Oath.
I think all coaches are playing good. Soup as well, doing fairly well as well.
Well, I was a little critical of him earlier. I don't know if well is.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, he might hate you now. Seal.
Give me some more of that clout, dude. All right. Well, at some point, I think that what Bliss is going for right now is they're maybe hoping to have Oath overextend, but at this point, Oath, they have Sneakers on the far right side. He's actually slowly jockeying up a little bit here south. So they pretty much know exactly where Bliss is. They're in some nook of the zone that they don't have eyes on, and there's not many places that can really be with the kind of intel that they have. There's this spot that Snickers can't quite see properly that he's currently watching right now.
And that's it. Yeah, it's like these two edges.
Yeah, we got it's a nice little standstill going on here as what leading up it has been a very exciting game. We had our bridge shenanigans. Then we had all the action here on the east side of this zone as it was closing in. 303 popping off this game. Oh, there's some shots. Nothing connecting though. So back to a nice little standstill.
That's from Relo. Wolf baiting shots, setting up Textile for Relo's flank. Textile smells something's off, but will he get out in time? He's getting hit in the back right now. Popping now some smokes to their front. Crit seeing if he can't spot out Relo on that side. Snakers as well, setting up a flanker on the far right flank, which Critical will probably have to deal with here very, very soon, while Wolf simply holding center zone, letting his teammates do what they do best, which is frag out.
Yep, smokes out. He's pushing up. Gotta be careful. Snakers is also taking more ground over on the east side. This could be very dangerous. Yeah, Crit does not see him. Wolf baits a few more shots. I think Snakers is up by that tree. Shots coming in. Sprays are there for both players. No knocks. There's the knock actually by Relo onto Crit. So now Snakers is going to have the free shots onto final member of Textile there. And that is going to be Oath closing it out. First game of Erangel, finishing with the 8-kill chicken dinner. And I said at the beginning still, they dropped a military base. So probably see them shape up to have a relatively good game here, turning it into that chicken dinner.
And that's the first team with a coach, I think, that has gotten the W today. Very, very good play overall. Like, nothing insanely aggressive, but, playing without their third fragger, very reasonable play. So I'm impressed that they were able to sort of pivot into this different, more, I would say more normal play style overall. But we actually do have an interview with Trevor, the coach of Oath. Let's go ahead and bring him in here and see what he has to say about this last win. What's up, Trevor? How you doing?
What's up, guys?
So you just got yourself a pretty fancy win. You're the first team to have actually gotten a win with your coach playing. How does it make you feel personally?
I don't really think I was playing. I was
I don't remember when you died.
I don't know. I was standing still shooting at someone because I'm terrible at this game now, and Purdy just killed me from the north. But yeah, I haven't really played the game in a while. I just kind of spectating, but it went well. We won the game.
Do you feel like the team played like very different with you compared to having the normal fourth player, or do you think it was more the same really for Oath?
I guess we're the same. The players are all pretty independent in what they do, and they just communicate well. So when I died, I just kind of helped the communication. I mean, Sacred's still gonna go, kill 5 people a game, so
yeah,
it's all the same.
Of course.
Yeah. So you guys are hanging out pretty comfortably. You have been, pretty much since last week. Coming into the games today, knowing that you're going to be subbing in, you guys just even more relaxed, having more of a good time today than what you have been in the past. Even you guys were fragging then. I'm sure you guys are pretty chill right now, right?
Yeah, everyone's not really worried about it. I think they just said let's just get one win today, and we landed military that game. The circle popped, and they were like, all right, this is our game, I guess, to win.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Last question before we send you out. What are your predictions for the championship? You're obviously going to be one of the 16 teams playing. Do you think that you're going to dominate as hard as you have been in NA? Are there any teams you're looking at that you're worried about? What's your take on it?
I think it'll be interesting. I think it might take a game or two for us to get our footing because the level of play should go up significantly.
Oh, yeah.
With the European teams added in. So as long as we can get comfortable, I think we'll be fine. And I think we're easily could be top 5 as long as the kids just play to their potential. And, Wolf, the 39-year-old father, helps them out.
Yeah.
So.
Right, thank you so much for your time, Trevor. We're going to be sending you back over. Good luck in your next games. Maybe you can get another win, Coach Trevor.
Yeah, I got to get my KD up. I'm going to get cut.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to be taking a quick break from us. Any closing remarks before we take a break for Game 5?
No, I just think it's funny how Wolf calls him the 39-year-old father. Trevor played with Wolf on EG way back in the day, so he can be considered an old man of PUBG as well, I guess. That's all I got.
He actually is 39, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that's why he would make the joke like that.
Esports, dude. I can happen. I can kind of dig that, dude. I hope that when I'm 39, I'm still like doing what I love. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for game number 4. We come back, we'll be up for game number 5. We'll see you guys then.
very strong players in their own rights. But yeah, Ferox is another team. You're gonna want to make sure we keep an eye on them, make sure nothing crazy happens there. Two games left, Seal. So I know you're counting out a lot of teams, but with the first two games making that
It sounds
eight,
so
that
bad when you say it like that.
well, hey, I mean, it is true. There, we are seeing a few more teams down near the bottom. They're gonna have to, I was joking about a 30 kill or a 20 kill win for a 30-point game, but the later we get, those teams, if they want a chance, they are gonna have to try to, pull something out like that. But we don't know how it's gonna shape up. Like you mentioned, after games 3 and 4, that 8th place only grew by 8 points, but after games 1 and 2 today, it grew by 16. So we don't know what's going to happen with that 8th place position just yet. And that zone, way up towards the northeast, at the end of the plane path of all places, this is going to be a very tough zone for quite a few teams probably to try to rotate into.
To piggyback off something that you said before as well, like, a lot of these teams that are, quote, looking for these 20 kill games or whatnot, these 30-point games, the reason why they need these 30-point games is because they haven't been capable of doing so up until now. So it's very, very worrisome. I suppose it's the word I'm looking for some of these. I don't know why I have wildcard on while I'm talking about this, because it's definitely not a team I'm talking about right now. But it is like one of those things where it's like the reason why they need those big games is because so far they've shown us that in their current state they can't pull off those games. So I hope that they prove us wrong, and if they do, that means that they will, at least as far as the points go, probably deserve a place in the championship at the end of the month. But until they pull that game off, they gotta show us a little more.
Yeah, I'm ready to see some teams just full W crash compounds for no reason, just full man wipe drive-bys. I'm ready to see it all
Play
happen
as
here.
badly as you can, and then just be like, I just need the kills.
Well, arguably they would have to play better if they're going for crazy plays like that.
That's true. That's true. Well, in my opinion, if you're like sitting there running at kills, that is not good play. Usually, like, that kind of mentality it's gonna lose you more points than you'll gain, at least in my opinion.
True.
Either way, I was going to talk about how the Australian teams were looking like they're going to be able to be the first ones into the land down under, or at least the land up there. But it actually is going to be Zenith who was able to rotate beyond the Yaz and the Mansion split teams, getting to Stalber first. Now, I don't always see Stalber as a place that wins Stalber zones, but it's better than fighting on the edge. That is for dang sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's see here. The only Stalber games that I see are Stalber and Team Deathmatch. So might see a little bit of a difference here. Might not. It'd be cool if we actually see one end up on top of the mountain there. But yeah, Zenith did have 2 members grab the new warehouse compound. Well, it's the compound that's always been there. It's just been changed a little bit. Still warehouse compound. It has 2 warehouses instead of 1 now up there. On the north side, Team Bliss going to be rotating in from the farm.
Oh, they have
yeah, they haven't even left yet.
All right, well, Little's gonna be leaving there first. I believe I would argue, just based on theory, that Milton is faster to loot than farm. What's up? What do you see?
You actually just drove into that compound.
This is the point where we talk about the benefit of scouting, but I think that it doesn't need to be said at this point.
Unfortunately, I think he did stop and look. I think Oldest and Roth were just hiding, and then he literally just drove his vehicle right in the door.
Let's see what this looks like. Let's watch the aftermath.
Roth just shot him.
Oh no! He got so far.
Well, no, that's not his. His is
the
one I left. No, that was I think Oldest's vehicle. Yeah, he brought the UAZ in.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, there it is. He also got quite far.
Yes, he just drove it in and then Ross shot him. My goodness, unfortunate. Atletico gonna lose one. He actually was.
I think that might be his blood.
No, that's the paint job, Seal.
Not narratively speaking. I think that.
Oh, okay.
Listen, let me have this, okay?
Atletico gonna lose Yaxley early. Extreme was close behind them, but he had to pull off and go for a different compound. Nick and Zoid still inside of Yaz. They're gonna be making way shortly. Nico rotates, coming through by the shelter area as Bliss. Yeah, Bliss was spraying some shots over at Kritsum of Meta, who is split very far away from his team on their rotation. Don't think they're gonna chase him down too hard, but they're just gonna keep going on their path off on the east side.
Far up there.
They're way over there.
It must be a little bit unsafe depending on how Livid plays, so he'll have to be careful moving forward. Other teams to note, Ferox and Athletico finally moving out, trying to get to the same spot. Although I think that Zoidmate might be spotting out Ferox. No, maybe not. Oh, this is not good. He actually didn't have eyes on that. Some shots going out on this undetected buggy. Wheel blown out. He's taking a lot of hits. Back to wheels, making him spin out here. Nikos and Grumps going to be trying to close the noose here as Nikos going real ham. Almost holding that W key down. Grumps, though, not quite online. If Nikos goes for this, he's going to be mostly on his own. You know, in the distance, we have Zenith getting another couple of kills here on to Rayo McQuick, while Zoidmate takes the shed. Nikos might not see this coming, and Zoidmate plays audio well enough that he could get a free kill into Ferox.
Oh man, I'll make what I want to say after. But yeah, Zoid gonna get the spray onto Nikos. He's not gonna spot out Ragnar. Oh, he gets taken very low. He's gonna spot him shot straight. And, oh my gosh, he landed the headshots, but he did not get the knock. Unfortunate. So he's gonna go down there.
One more shot worth of HP. He wins that. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Ferox, Zoidmate's pretty good at the video game, dude.
Yeah. So okay, so what I was laughing about, Singularity, they were driving up to the warehouse where Oldest and Roth were at, and they lost one because they just tried to pull up to it.
The exact same way.
Yeah, it's like you're 7 minutes into the game. I don't think you're gonna be able to just pull up to that. About. But nonetheless, unfortunate for Singularity. Their two members are in Stalber. Kalnix here is just driving through Narnia. Of all the teams here, gonna try to rotate over here on the east, try to regroup with his teammates.
Decent pathing so far.
Yeah, decent pathing. Now taking some shots from Meta. He's gonna be coming in behind Livid though, so he's gonna be good.
Hello, I am Livid player. Please allow me into your rotate. Nah, he's gonna be going further. Actually, he has to really go far east, getting under this hill. That car is gonna blow up in a matter of seconds if anyone else spots him. So he's probably gonna have to walk it in here. But he is going to be in the zone here, so he's gotten far enough to not die. Good job.
Great job, excellent work. Hopping in the compound, shoot to kill. Gonna be coming in over here in the west. So with this zone, we see like Yasnaya east and then the Lake of Yasnaya in north. It's like the two lines. All the teams trying to be in that specific area. So if we get like a really drastic hard shift back to the south or back to the west, a lot of these over rotates are going to be, you know, for none for a lot of these teams. Alo way up here by himself has Sonic's kind of circling around him. He has a bike here, so he should be able to get out. Imagine he's going to hop in this bike, go a little bit farther east, and then just try to shoot straight up the hill to where his teammates currently are positioned.
Always super awkward if you get cut off from your team like this. Like Sonic is directly imposing themselves between him and his mates. But he's going to be able to, like you said, he's got a bike, he's in Stalber, like he can make some real magic happen here. He's able to easily wrap around to the east side, just make his way up these hills like they're nothing. Sonic will be able to say a dang thing about this.
Mama T Rich coming in, 200 bits in the chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Greatly.
Yo!
What?
So Alex isn't dead. He found a new car, and now he's trying to find out where to go. Looks like Kameshki is the answer.
He needs more loot. He's gonna go back to Kameshki.
He needs more loot.
He needs more loot. But zone 2 actually favors a little bit farther to the east. So a lot of those teams that are wrapping on the north going to keep on going. A lot of teams that are already positioned are going to hang out. Livid in a good spot, but a really big split. They got to be careful. Radiant's going for a vehicle caravan rotate directly next to where Ferox is going to be. He's going to have some shots probably sprayed at them as they're just now swerving off left, right, trying to get through this field, through this open area as Aguila and Batty, the final two members coming up. Grump's going to be spotting those vehicles, and Radiance is just threading the needle right now through all this.
Oh my god, even imposing themselves onto the rotative Zenith here. Will they take some shots? Looks like now they're going to be trying to play a little bit more stealthy. They do not want Zenith to pull up here while they're getting shot in the back, while they have no idea what they're getting into. They're trying to walk their way in.
Oh my god.
Somehow Aguila and Co able to make their way on in.
Zenith just crashed meta. Just full crash onto this the single building here on the west side of the road. 4-man crits him. It's there. The other Sparking is down in the wizard. Shots being exchanged. Yes, they do. They need to get it before the other two members come over. They do end up getting the notch. They're going to be able to take control. Sizzlin and Ragnar over towards the east. Sizzlin holding from the new bunker area. Ragnar going for the res on the wizard. Zenith continue pressing W. Go to that wizard and get that kill and that flush. That is what you need to do.
Did he even go over the wall? No. I don't know where that frag went, but something weird was going on. But hey, they heard you. They didn't actually hear you, but they're taking your advice on Oldest sending across the road, scar in hand, low HP. Oh my god.
Yo, full sin.
He just ran right in there. Now Sizzlin isn't gonna be able to find the knock onto Roth, so that's a lack of support right there. And Ragnar is not too happy about his tower being pushed on first. We're taking some shots at players across the road. Is Sparking trying to get more of these knocks, which they will get, while Ragnar looking for a different angle around the back left side. Is not going to get taken down from a frag there.
Yeah, of course that goes down. So I know I was saying just press W key and go, but Sizzlin doing a very good job of actually holding that cross, not letting them literally just run right across the street. He almost actually got the knock on Oldest before Oldest actually made it to the
This
wizard.
is actually so smart from Ragnar as well, because if there's a push that happens on the second floor of the wizard tower, it's not just up to Sparking defending it on his own. Like Ragnar just kills him, so that's really smart. Sizzy as well going in for a left flank onto Oculus. Oldest is forcing him to play inside. But he is going to win that peak at the beginning. Sparking now coming down. He can't have anything to say about this intruder inside of his wizard tower.
Yep, utility in hand going to be thrown in here in just a second. Almost actually backs out and is playing more on the street side. Yeah, it's a good play, especially since Sizzlin did leave that bunker area, so he's able to kind of float around the north side on the wizard here. Gotta be careful. He is sharing the bridge. Spot Sparking through the window there. Now he's gonna try to turn around and back up. Ragnar might spot him going for that if he does, but he does have the support of Mystery to put some shots back. And it looks like they're just gonna regroup and be neighbors now.
Really cool stuff happened just now. So Sizzlin wrapped around to the right side. Oldest realizes open and play this. Sizzlin wraps back around over the bike, and then Oldest says, "I'm now flanked, but I can back off because there's one less player looking at me as I make the retreat back across the road." So some really cool, like, I almost want to say like ballerina-esque play coming out right there. But hey, the end result is that Zenith is still 2 men up and still in a very reasonable spot in the zone. And we have a lot of fights breaking out here. Radiance and Wildcard, Houston Hardships and SDK. Which one do you want to watch there?
Let's watch Radiance.
Let's watch Radiance.
Yep. You get in the zone here at the warehouse. Wildcard going to be pushing up onto them. Wildcard still have 2 members split way off to the west of the dog shacks here. So effectively it's only 2 members pushing this compound here, but none of Radiance have spotted or kind of see what's going on here. I think Kick or Keenan might have spotted one.
Kickstart is bent down to pick up a penny and missed the headshot. That is so unfortunate for Radiance, especially considering that Wildcard now know that they do not have stealth on their side. So they're going to be playing very differently. Not assuming they get a free knock, playing much more safer now. So Kick versus McCoy. Actually, a lot of focus coming in on McCoy in general. If he can survive this, that'll be a really big thorn. Uh-oh. Nerf outflanked from the high ground by Tiggleton. This is looking real bad start for Radiance.
Yeah, they heard. I think Nerf heard the vehicle drive up there. He was trying to run back down the hill, I think, and then Tiggleton just had the angle, got him in the back. So that's actually going to be really big for Wildcard to take control of the hill on the north side. It's going to really allow them to kind of overwatch going on. Tiggleton, I think, spotted, who was that, Batty by the wizard, or by the guard check there. Great headshot. It's going to force him to unpeak, use a first aid. And it looks like he's going to go for the underhand nade, try to get that flush onto Nerf. And then Akila's still hanging out in the warehouse here. So yeah, just unfortunate situation for Radiance here. Just bad timing with kind of how the peaks and the pull-up went.
They do still have to move, though, at this point. In the kill in the south side, we're seeing Sophia start to creep up here onto Batty Lol's position. And, ooh, does Batty have any... Oh, he knows he should be looking, but, oh, he has no idea. Point-blank range, mini out. Batty Lol had no idea. If this wasn't bad before for Radiance, it is just going to absolute hell now. As McCoy realizing he needs to make a play, and he's going to do exactly that. Finding Big Boomer. M249 going to be the name of the game here, but not going to be too much he can do from this fight. He can't shoot for more than a few seconds. Someone else is going to blow his head off. The M249. Although he's going to blow up the UAZ. This might actually be exactly what he's going to for. Sending some shots over there toward Wildcard, blowing up their UAZ. They can't get the zone now.
They're going to be a tough spot. I don't know if Keenan... he'll be able to get that first aid off. So now they're going to have to smoke. More sprays just coming in. Does connect to force him to use another first aid. Stuck over here on this west side. Does he still have... Yeah, Kick is still staying next to him, too. So...
Yeah. Ride or die.
Be really tough. Oh, man. The zone very favorable to them.
So. Yeah. As long as they can sneak their way in, they'll be fine. That being said, they're not really holding any kind of terrain. Victor's chilling. Singleton's hiding here on this little ridge under Houston Hardships. Like, even if Wild could get all the way in, they don't have a clear game plan. Now, 303, they have a bit more of a clear approach to this. They need to kill Radiant. They can control the southwestern side. They're trying to do exactly that, trying to make sure that Sophia stays smoke silenced as he gets that res, while Penta and D-Rich, who's now playing, subbing in, I guess, for the coach man, but rather the main roster is now here. Gonna be here, so this 303 definitely a lot stronger than when we saw before. However, Aguila still playing inside of this little shed, and Grumps fighting Sophia 666 as he was shooting at Wildcard. Very, very just weird and complex fights happening right now.
Yeah, just this big hillside ramping all the way up to Stallber allows for a lot of different angles. Penta is going to be spotting out Wildcard as they're huddled behind the rocks and the trees there. Seal, what do you think of the new M249? I know it used to be your favorite gun. What do you think of the new one?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, that's kind of the answer I was slightly expecting, I guess. Pretty Courier goes down to Nick as Shoot to Kill is dealing with a fight over on the north side. It's going to be Civil trying to get the shots onto Extreme, but it's going to be Nick who turns, gets the quick kill onto Shoot to Kill. Shoot to Kill actually facing a lot of trouble coming in on the north side. They were fighting Duel at one point, and then now Sonics are coming up on to Duel over on the north side as well.
Let's
so
go ahead and see how they handle that, though, because Duel, they have a pretty wide spread here. Let's see if we can get Duel, maybe not actually. It looks like they might be in trouble here with Lamplighter down. Wooly potentially going to get finished off here with a couple of taps and win. Michael and Cherry not in a great spot to support this quite yet. Michael is trying to come in from behind them, but that's going to be a hard push because Sonic is already on the opposite ridge. Michael will have to commit so much. This is looking a lot like Wooly versus the World here.
Yep, he is going to go down. A good push coming out from the Sonics, though. Wooly very low on HPs and smokes, and now he's just going to try to push his way. Well, he's going to crawl his way to death as they come around the smokes. But Cherry and Michael, they do have the high ground advantage. Going to be looking just above him, as well as the two members of Atletico there. So might see even more just fights happening up there on Stallber as Atletico. Nick's coming up there, and it's getting pretty congested here. What is this? Phase 5? Phase 4.
Wildcard coming in. Atletico and Duel are in the hilltop. This is a pretty strong play from the Wildcard. But ooh! Extreme finding the opening knock here. Didn't see him over that ridge line. Victor holding his ground while Kick setting up a flank here on the low ground south side. So the frag might be able to find some damage here. Extreme is at 0 HP, low HP. Does find the flush onto Big Boomer in that trade, while in the background, Nick getting off the low ground while Wildcard begins to get shot in the back. So both players working with very, very minimal cover right now. Both getting hit from their sides. Duel as well. Will be third parting this fight very soon from the north side. Nick, though, still doing a very, very good job of holding his own with some very, very active frag grenades so far. Just right behind that smoke where he'll one him. But here we go. Two-man Pete coming out from behind the smoke, pressing him. But Duel in the high ground. This was not part of Wildcard's plans. Had no idea they were there. And that gambit is going to fail as there's two more players and they thought that we're fighting for this hill.
Yeah, unfortunate for Wildcard there. Good idea, good push to try to go up there and capitalize on that action. Nick's going to live for a little bit longer. Duel probably knows that he is roughly somewhere around the road. Imagine I'll see the Sonics swing over here in a minute to try to clear this out before they even try to think about making a push down the road. But yeah, so Nick's holding here. Just
the gun's in the way.
Guns in the way. Didn't see him come around the ridge. Unfortunate. Cherry takes out Atletico in 10th place as we just saw Oath get eliminated in 11th.
I'm not sure if teams are happy or sad to see Oath dead at this point, considering any points that go to Oath are essentially dead points. Like, they're already qualifying. That it'll make it easier to get that midpoint, but also Oath not being in the game is probably a good thing for your survival in general. So, hard to say exactly how a team might feel about that, but you did call it. Sonics is going to be trying to eliminate Duel from the game here. Not quite sure what exactly on, but Quinn is going to spot them here on this reverse slope. Very, very bad Duel, especially if Sonics have any frags that they're willing to commit to this fight.
Yeah, it's a really tough angle for the Sonics to be pinging down. Shrimsy up on top of that rock had a really good angle, but he just barely couldn't see them right on the flat part of the road in the corner by the ridge. Mime is swinging around on the low side. He's going to try to get an angle here. Actually on the road is going to get some tags in. He's going to get the knock onto Michael. Almost going to get the knock onto Cherry. Throwing him just through the edge of the smoke. Not able to connect, but maybe a good piece of utility from H-Win will secure the deal. as it's going straight up. Those are mollies, and it is going to be Shrimzy actually picking that one up from the top of the hill.
All right, so Sonics have one controlled the north side, but we have not been watching the south as this fight between Bliss and Ferox has been bubbling for the past 5 minutes or so. Textile and Crit still sort of jockeying for position, but Ferox will be forced to make some kind of a play. And looks like with Cozy going ham, role-playing as freaking Zoidmate right now, just going all the way in with Grubs, and he goes finding 2 knocks in the 303. This play might secure Ferox a position in the zone, unless Bliss comes in really aggro from that back line.
Yeah, they are hearing a lot. I think Bliss is hearing a lot of shots from different spots from Ferox, so they don't just want to straight start pushing over. But that knock and flush onto Grumps might seal the deal, as Ferox is going to be focusing on trying to eliminate the final member of 303, which they just did. So now Edge now going to try to start coming up behind him. They have the shots on to Cozy, going to get him down very low, not able to get to the knock though. Now turning around, critical motions, going to get the opening. Are they going to continue pushing? Edge is very close, maybe nade range. I don't know. That might be a little too far.
Ferox getting absolutely bullied with Houston Harkness and Luke on the reverse slope. He's always off on his own, getting some of these kills. Yeah, we saw this in the Miramar games. We're seeing it again here in the Stalber ones on Erangel. He's trying to figure out where Cozy is, but ooh, coming up real close on that ridge line. But luckily, getting hit in the back by Team Bliss is going to send him back into cover and send him back down into hell, Famacity. He's dead.
That was really dark, Seal. My
Yeah,
goodness.
I gotta do him in the mind, you know.
Oh man, that's all right though. But yeah, Sweet Soul by himself. Edge actually not going to switch. Okay, yeah, he is now going to join his teammates in hell.
It is dark, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all right. But yo, hard shifts over here on the west side. Really haven't seen too much. What led up to? Yeah, they're 3 up. They only have 2 kills. Don't really remember seeing what part of the maps they came through to kind of get over in this area. But they got control of the west side over here. Phase 5, 17 alive. Mime is going to go down to Singularity, who has been controlling, kind of coming in from the eastern side. Those two compounds out there towards the east, where we saw one of their teammates dive down into early, is where they have been playing from. H-Win trying to land the shots. He finally does. Is going to get the elimination there on to, or the knock onto Kalnick, stolen away by Jumbi. Unfortunate. You hate to see it. But now the Sonics going to try to push their way up the hillside here out of the compound. They know this final member of Singularity is probably somewhere nearby, so they're taking time to clear it. Going to come up over the ridge here in just a second. Shots being exchanged. Spray is there. Shrimzy picks up that knock there as Kodak. Oh, it's not the final member. Kodak is inside of the zone here, so they're going to make their way in here shortly.
Yo, Witty, let us know which comms we got. So I want to get some for the end game here if we can, but maybe like Livid or Houston Hardships. Oh, speaking of Houston Hardships, he's getting real close to Edge as Microfy gets the opening knock there onto Lobes. Edge might be able to capitalize on this, but he's still essentially 1v2 with Maluk. Oh, he saw on over that ridge line, popping him some defensive smokes. And that's going to be pushing Maluk back over. Oh my, did you see those numbers pop up?
Holy cow.
What just happened?
I don't know.
An observer bug?
Had to have been an
that looked
observer
like
bug.
automatic mini fire.
Who knows? Maybe it was 2 tags from 2 different players at the same time. Who knows?
If that actually happened,
just right
like,
next
if someone
to each other.
actually experienced that, that is horrifying. That is so much damage in a short period of time. Sonics though, main issue right now is Bliss and Kodak. It looks like with considering their hard peeking history, they know exactly where Kodak is, but they're still taking a lot of this sort of chip damage coming in from Team Bliss. They're on the south side, and with the zone at their back, it looks like they're mostly trying to get that 3rd place and killing Kodak more so than actually getting a position in the zone. Bobbing and weaving here, but Kodak might be able to even have eyes on him, but yeah, he's not even gonna make it. As Jumbi wants to get, how many kills do they have at this point? 6 kills so far, but I don't think they've even really been in a full-on team fight, which is a really good kill count for how few head-on fights they've been in.
Yeah, they've just been holding their edge, holding their piece of the pie, as I like to say. And they do have zone, so Livid's going to have to come off the top of the hill there by that compound. Microfy is already down there. And yeah, let's go ahead and listen to Livid's comms as they kind of try to close this game out.
Looking for Livid comms, Witty.
I'm taking center cycle.
I'm playing farther left here.
We need to watch for the right angle here.
Yeah.
We should clear our
Micro,
right.
do you have the right angle covered?
No, not yet. I haven't peeked.
Let me know when you do. I'm gonna play with left. Play with Kane on the left.
I see him on the rock in front of me.
Mark?
I need the rock.
There is a solo somewhere. We need to watch it behind.
Rock? Right in front of me?
I knocked
Good
him.
knock. I might be able to get a flush on that. Watch for them to push.
I'm nading it
on the left side, Caden.
Yeah, I'm holding.
Let me know if you need help, big man.
I'm nading
They're
the tree
smoking
behind
it
that rock. Nading the tree behind that rock.
I'm pushing up a little bit.
Knocked another.
Huge.
I have
That's
one
huge.
close on me. Look at 105. Look directly at me. There was one there.
I'm looking at you. I don't see anybody.
Don't forget there's
Yeah,
a solo.
there is one. There is prone. He was prone. I'm gonna wrap back towards you
Can
guys.
you show us another guy that soup knocked?
It could be.
Okay.
But
He
I'm
was
just
prone
making
though,
sure.
so minimal
Okay,
nade damage.
That could be him. Yeah.
Let's sweep this edge. We know there's 2 knocked here. Let's sweep this edge.
Heard.
That's 3. Caden, you play lurk on the other side.
I see them far.
One in front of me, knocked. There's one more on the left.
One on my rock. I'm on my rock.
Knock 2, knock 2,
Oh,
knock 2.
man.
One up. Close on the rock. Right underneath. Good
Dead.
shit. Okay, solo.
Watch for Genesis. I'm getting Honey Badger.
Genesis
Good
dead.
shit. Soup, you keep eyes up whilst Micro gets the res.
I am.
Caden, try not to give him the point. Try and condense back if you can. We have time to play with.
Could they be behind us? No, right?
He could have been on the west side just snaking this whole time. He hasn't made a noise. Is there a helmet of vest that, big man?
Haven't looted.
No.
You check.
I still get here. I'm good.
Should we go back, clear our edge from the way we came?
We don't need to. We're good. We'll just play time.
4v1.
Make sure we're not flashable.
Just be tradable. Like, stick with me.
This is gonna last a minute.
No, I think he's northeast. Just come northeast.
We cleared that side of Genesis before. I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I think he's still here though.
I'm pretty sure he's just sneaking in. Remember how congested our east side was?
Yep. True.
Come with me. There's a ridge here.
We cleared up J-Sank's team on the south, like from distance. We never actually cleared our southwest.
There he is.
You see him?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job. I had 2.
Alright.
I had 5.
I had 2.
And just like that, Livid wraps up that final. Hey, and Livid's a team, you know, they need a jump start, a kickstart. They are not doing so hot in the leaderboards. 14 kills as they were able to wrap up that in game there. And we did miss it on screen from what we were watching though, but Livid actually made a really good play onto Oath to go ahead and pick up all of the kills on them. So Livid, great game. And then Honey Badger, that 3x spray there, getting both those kills was actually really good. So great play coming out from them total for that 14 kill win.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of panic from, maybe not panic, I feel like it's a little bit like mischaracterization, but not the best reaction when they got really close to him. Didn't quite find any of those knocks. But yeah, we got Honey Badger ready from Livid. Let's go ahead and figure out how important this win is for them. Hey, what's up, Honey Badger?
Hello, how's it going, guys?
Going
great.
good.
You guys are put on a show for us today. 14 kill win. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely needed it, scoreboard wise.
Oh yeah. So over, we actually didn't watch much of you. Can you just up until the end, by the way, we made your comms. Can you go ahead and like sort of walk us through generally how you got a 14 kill win? Because that's a pretty big number.
I'm gonna be real. A lot of them were pretty like free kills. Like we took a really early position that ended up getting fed pretty hard. So the goal is just basically if you keep 4 up, you can sweep the circle like edge pretty late and just pick up the kills there. Like we decided pretty early on this wasn't going to be a high kill game. It obviously ended up being pretty high, but we were just playing for the late game at that point. A lot of the kills we just third-partied like hillside positions and like fights that were like engaging on the edges.
So your end game play to get from the high ground compound all the way into center zone, did you expect that to go as well as it did? It seemed like in a lot of ways, it didn't say it, but in my head, I thought that Team Bliss would have a better spot considering their current position when that last phase popped was in the zone and yours wasn't. Did you expect your crash from high to low ground? Did you expect that to go that well?
Yeah, so Micro took really good initiative and basically like clearing up.
I mean, that's what is that? 7 teams that have something on the line potentially for this final game.
All right,
which
so
is incredible.
I think that wild card should be included on this list because
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone's really taking Ferox's spot. Including wild card, 8th to 14th place. You gotta choose one. Who's your one?
Oh, I gotta choose
You
one.
gotta choose one. Which one between those 7 teams makes it in?
I'm gonna do a very unselfish answer to this one. I'm going to choose realistically any of the Latin teams, just so we can have representation from Latin America. And I know there's a lot of meta, Singularity, and Red Canids fans in the chat. So just to make sure we have equal representation of each region that is considered in the Americas region.
I think that Poem retired actually, so I'm wondering. I think that he was a streamer. I don't actually know him personally, so I apologize if I flub up any of these information. But yeah, he I hope that he still has the support of I hope the team that he was on still has the support of those fans. Because they definitely deserve it, and they're gonna need it right now going into these games. So you're saying one of the LATAM teams?
Yeah, and relax, everybody. Me choosing LATAM is not me hating on NA or hating on Wildcard, who's in 8th place or anything. It's just wanting to see, I guess, equal representation for every region inside a competitive event.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm an NA boy. I want to make sure my NA teams are representing themselves very nicely. But I just want to make sure everybody gets a little piece of the pie,
Well, I'm not voting NA either, dude. I'm letting my bias shine through, and I'm voting for Team Bliss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really, I'm friends with half the roster. I think that they're really good dudes. I think they care about the game a lot. And I think that if they can get to the championship, especially considering, I think that OS is looking like it's in a pretty good spot. Moving into, I think as they merge with SEA in those continental competitions. I think that it'll be really good practice in the championships, as well as really, really good, it'll be really good for them to be there in practice and competition and notoriety. I think it'll help them a lot. Whether they can do it or not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good their style is in this kind of lobby, but that's what I'm hoping for. Bliss. So anyway, that's it for our guesses, our hopes, our wishes, our dreams.
Getting pings from notification calling us out for hating North America.
Yeah, in 7 minutes.
Casters hate North America confirmed.
Yeah,
we're getting pinged.
We're not even American, dude. I'm just an Australian with a fake accent, with a fake American accent. All right, so let's go ahead and see what happened here. We missed the flight plan, I think, but it was northwest around the origin of the southeast. Oh my! I'm hearing some gunfire. Oh! Cherry shooting at Tiggleton as he drives on away, and that's one of the teams. Oh my God, that zone. That's one of the teams that we're looking at. Wildcard, one of those 7 teams, as he's gonna be rotating around apps off to the east. Where's Wildcard usually go?
Wildcard is actually a school apps looting team, so this is definitely a hot drop by Duel. Duel normally drops Ruins, Watertowns, Small Poach, and then the compound to the east of Small Poach. So yeah, Duel just coming in.
It's empty and definitely on the flight plan, by the way.
Oh yeah. With this zone though, way up to the north, we're gonna see 2 north zones back to back. Wildcard, luckily, have 4 vehicles. So if they want, drive up to Sev, drive up to shooting range, grab yourself some loot, and then you're already in a pretty decent position here for the zone. But yeah,
it's a lot of time in transit, and like was other teams like Rozok's Singularity already relatively looted up. Duel, they can probably send someone up already, and then it'll take them about a minute to get there. No loot for Wildcard at all.
I'd imagine they have people loot the crossroad compounds that Tiggleton's about to approach. Honestly, send them into shooting range as well. The bunker there with just shooting range loot is really good. And then probably Sev. Honestly, I'd imagine they'll probably be okay if they're impersonating the crossroad compound. If a team wants to favor going there super early, he might be at risk. But
this coming gets crashes a lot.
Yeah, just because it gets crashes a lot. Other than that, though, realistically, I think they'll all be okay. It looks like they're gonna have Victor at no lean, which is notable as well. Wildcard is playing with a sub today. Victor's not the coach, but he is a sub. So
Same kind of difference. Oh, SDK's Purdy Curdy. Where's his team? Coming in from South George up to one of the pretty high value centralized compounds. I've seen a lot of games in this kind of zone where as long as it stays in this general area, this compound is game or at least top 3 winning. So SDK don't need the points, but by God, they're going to get them.
You want to know what would be absolutely a shame this game, Seal?
What would be a shame this game from
If we have 3 hard shifts in a row and this game ends on the south side of the river, kind of around the Everest area.
I'm okay
that would
with
be
Western
a
hard
real
shifts.
shame.
I haven't seen this area yet in New Erengo. Up here, up to the west or north of North George, these open fields.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this is like everyone's like favorite spot, just because it's so weird. Well, maybe not favorite.
It's the teams that know how to play it actually play it really good, because I've seen a lot of teams like try to play that little like rocky small hilly area in the middle of that field. Yeah, I've seen a lot of teams like play that really well, and then so a lot of teams are like, oh, we can just drive vehicles in there and set up and we can be safe. And then I've seen teams do that and they absolutely just get blasted away. Oh, a little hot spring action coming through the water there, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just dust. I don't know. Maybe there's some.
I don't
Maybe
know.
there's oil there. Oh, we should go.
Who knows? Let me. Oh,
I am North American.
Let me go. Let me go look at that spot.
I got that American spirit. All right, well, yeah, SDK sending out 2 players as Uncivil and Ayla are just now beginning to cross on over. Chuba is going to be off to the east. Houston Hardships actually not crossing the river yet, or at least with everyone besides Maluka, is pretty surprising. That's definitely going to allow Uncivil and Alo to get across pretty much for free. Chuba not even going to shoot. He realizes how ineffective that kind of fire will be. Not going to be wasting any ammo, letting anyone know that he's here. As yeah, Houston Hardships starting to make their own way in north. They can still definitely be one of the earlier teams up to a relatively centralized zone. There's aren't a ton of spots. Well, actually, that's not true. There are a couple of spots that are worth taking, and they just got to find them first and scout them out properly.
Yeah, a lot of teams are investing their position to go ahead and go north of the river here. We do have a few teams that are, coming a little bit later, starting their rotation a little bit later than the other teams, solely because they're kind of on the south side of the map, just because it takes. So, it takes a little bit longer to get up there. Zenith is going to be coming way over here. Is this, yeah, on the east coast by Lepolka. I think that's their loot spot. So they're just, getting looted up and everything they need before they make it into the zone.
Did he just
Victor
get drive by?
Oh, man, yeah, Victor trying to leave. Oh, he's going to get ran over. Unfortunate. But trying to leave no lean gets picked up by Ferox there. And that's a good pickup by Ferox in the early game. They're your 7th place team coming into this. They are sitting, relatively more comfortable than Wildcard, who just lost a body. But just adding a little bit more to that buffer, picking up that 1 point. So they're probably pretty happy about that. Going to slow play it in from the warehouse here. Grumps being careful, not going to clear out the building here until he gets some teammate support, even though there's no one there. But you played it the right way.
The server, the lobby is very happy to see Victor die.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. They're the 8th place team. Every other team that's below them, they're seeing that and saying, hey, the team that we are the most likely to overtake is first blood. They just lost a player.
I don't know where my brain was when thinking about what you meant when you said that. It was just not thinking properly, but I understand now.
It's here now. That's all that matters.
That's right. So Singularity actually full crashed this compound with 1 member of the Red Canids here. The other 3 are up on the hill to the west, and I think they're driving in. They're actually going to commit for this crash play against 2 teams that are on the cusp and needing to have a good game.
Oh my God, this is huge. I think this is a 4v3 or 3v3. Either way,
4v3.
Red Canids coming on in. Oh, it is
Menace
4v3.
been partying.
Kodak needs to die right now. Rusty's Arrow isn't gonna find that one. Frags and Molly's being used here by the Red Canids, but coming into the left side in the open. That's gonna be Kill Demo going down. Already in. Last player up, just rushing the garage. He is chasing him like a Rottweiler, just trying to hunt these guys down. Singularity just giving him the runaround, baiting him hard for Napoleon. Look at that, even able to get the res onto Kodak. What a hold by Singularity.
Oh my gosh, Singularity, yeah, absolutely destroys the Red Canids there. Meta was third partying behind the Red Canids, so the pressure was on them. I know all 3 of the LATAM teams fighting each other very early here before phase 2 has even popped. Singularity is going to pick up all the points for that one. So they're going to be, or they got 3 of them. So they're going to be very happy here. Man, I don't know. I don't know about that crash from the Red Cannons there. I really don't know.
Hey man, you're the one that was saying you gotta go for that aggro play, right?
I mean, I guess,
you gotta
yeah.
hold W, you
why
gotta
not?
get those kills. You're on the cusp. That being said, that does mean 100% that we will not be seeing Red Cannons. They're out.
Correct.
As Livid, and Livid might be
Correct.
joining them. Oh my god, look at that kill between Livid versus SDK on the northern coastline. Honey Badger finding Uncivil doing a rotate, but Caden's dead, or down, Soup is dead, and Megrify might not be along for this world either, as what is going on with this team? As they're just kind of hugging the northern coast. They tried to wrap around here through this northern Severny area, but it looks like SDK was just holding it much too hard. Livid losing half of their team, and this is a team that's in 14th place right now, where I think that we would both agree on the cusp, but needs an insane game. Now they need an insane game as a duo.
Absolutely. Also, Shoot to Kill also took out Keenan, so wildcard's down to 2 members.
Oh my god, this is so open.
I know it's so open for a lot of these teams to try to have a good game. Sizzlin, though, is going to get a knock in flush on a member of Singularity there, as Meta is kind of like doing like splitting up as a 2-man, 2-2-man, swinging around the compound here. The zone shift is going to be very favorable to both of these teams, so they don't necessarily have to do anything crazy. Vehicle rotates coming in from the east, as oh my gosh, it's just a mass vehicle rotation from a lot of these teams coming in right now. Zenith coming in from Sev, Shoot to Kill repositioning. Wild card full, sending it just to dead center of the zone. Don't know what their game plan is or where they're going to be going. They're kind of driving around. I think they're just picking what shacks they want to go for. This is incredibly risky for Wildcard to be going and committing for this type of the play. But if Wildcard can, I don't know, if they can make it into placement points, pick up a few kills, they might be okay. But here comes Bliss coming right down into the valley with him. Critical motion gets ripped out of the vehicle, almost getting Tiggle almost gets drive by the rest of the team. Bliss going to spray shots at the vehicle as they drive away. So critical motion, unfortunately, is going to go out. But Tiggleton now getting shot from the top of the hill. Profi's going to get the knock onto him. And that is going to be Wildcard down to 1 member, as Sizzlin actually steals that kill away.
Oh my god, Sizzlin, Sizzlin, Sizzlin. That is the name of the game for Lat AM in this last game. Metagaming showed up big as Sparking gets Aguila down as well. And he's split from his team. That's going to be a kill for sure. Metagaming is coming up huge. They're in 10th place right now.
Oh my goodness, having 4 kills this early in the game in a very strong position as well on top of this hill can be very tough. They got to be careful that they're covering all their edges and that no one pushes up in their direction to, you know, basically they don't want to commit to a full team fight early. They just want to keep getting these, you know, freebie kills, I guess, around the map, picking up the points where they can. And it looks like they're going to potentially secure their 5th one onto Aguila here in a second. But Shoot to Kill Purdy is going to be regrouping with his teammates, facing too much pressure from Team Bliss. Here comes Oath, though. They got the 4-man vehicle caravan coming through. Yeah, not shooting. They're going to be heading west. Trevor is stuck behind, so he is not going to be able to
Oh no.
team.
See ya, coach. Thanks for all your work. Peace. He's gonna be trying to rotate on in, but I'm not sure if through show the same discretion.
I think he's just driving in circles. I think he might have DC'd.
Yeah, he's gone. He's 100% gone.
Yeah, Trevor DC'd, unfortunately.
Alright, well, Kickstart, Wildcard trying to hold off. Oh my god, it's Kickstart versus Oath, and he's gonna go down. Wildcard doesn't make it in. Oath crashed a shit.
Well, you don't know that yet. They are, you know, they're in 8th place. They got to get knocked out. So we don't know yet. I don't know if they did get any kills.
I can't. They're not in the game anymore. I can't see it. I don't think they had any kills though. Either way, 90.
No, they had the one on crit. Together.
91 points is the score to beat. So we actually now know.
Oh man!
Run into the shed. That's the score to beat at this point. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and kind of keep that in mind as this game continues. As phase 3 is going to pop here. Relatively hard shifting to the east side. This is going to benefit Bliss, STK, Ferox, and Sonics quite a bit. That being said, I don't know how playable Bliss's location even is. It's a shed with some trees by it. I feel like this is really easy to crash.
Yeah, I'd say it is. It's going to depend kind of on how much pressure I think Zenith wants to apply from the north, and then they do have some tree cover to kind of deal with what's going on to the
Pressure.
west. Yeah.
This is some pressure coming up from Roth as he's trying to take one of these sheds potentially.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Good mechanics though. He got on the right side of the car. Not a huge fan of sending out the low-speed UAZ as the scout. Roth will not be able to do too much from here for now. Maybe later in the game once people have like forgotten about him or something. But yeah, Zenith still in play, so slightly questionable, but also not much anyone can do to really punish it. I think that would be
true.
Looking over here
I guess...
on the west side though. Look at that.
Yeah. So let's see. Radiant's still stuck in the compound here with Meta overlooking them. Yeah, that's kind of was my thoughts with Roth. I guess he's taking it preemptively just to make sure no one takes it in front of him. But in terms of his effectiveness of being able to do anything else, he's basically just there, not letting anybody else take it, which is fine. Yeah, which is fine. Radiant's though trying to figure out. It looks like they're going to exit out of the south side of the compound, try to swing their way up towards the hill. Nerf is way out there to the west, getting tagged up, and I don't know if he realizes members of Atletico behind him just yet, as they're making their way through the North George area. They also need to figure out what the heck they're going to do to get to this. Yeah, I don't know if they know if Nerf's there or not, but we'll see what happens. Yaxley hopping in the vehicle. Looks like he's heading back south, so Atletico might be swinging in the ridge over where Batty and McCoy are at. So leaving one member of Radiance is going to lead them to the others as Nerf is going to regroup with their teammates right in front of where Atletico's teammates are.
This is going to be a fight one way or another. Zoidbit and Extreme going to be waiting for him as they crest this over 2v2. Opening knock going in favor of Atletico. It's a flush. The trade coming from Batty Loe. Going to turn this into a 1v1. Batty versus Zoid. No cover for Zoid. Pico's advantage going to heavily benefit Batty there. And look at this, the reinforcements are coming in from Atletico. Batty is going to have to take down some even more players. There is still Nerf in the rear, but he has to get some heals off for himself. Phase 3 to 4 chunk is going to be impossible to deal with for any long period of time. And as Batty Lol gets hit on that left flank from outside of cover, it's going to be really hard to hold on here.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh.
That was
man.
almost it, dude.
Yeah, he almost got the knock there. Yaxley, is Yaxley going to go down one? He got a bandage off. He's going to use the first aid now. Wow, Yaxley barely lives. Feels good, man, if you're Yaxley right now. Oh, wow. Great hold by Batty and the rest of Radiance, though. Just kind of unfortunate. Phase 4 is going to hard shift to the south. And real quick, quick shout out to AKA Yazzie coming in, dropping the 1,500 bits.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate it. Also, great job in the casting work you've been doing through the NA Pro Hub scrims and whatnot. You've been doing really good, man. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for the shout out there, fam. Yazzie, a good guy, definitely. Get him some casting gigs, all y'all. All right, looking over here, south side, Duel versus the Houston Hard Shifts. Two teams that are, I feel like, not at too much of a threat of getting eliminated at this point, but at the same time, this is a fight that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be pretty bloody if and when it does. And as I say that, Lamplight finding the knock onto Maluke, J-Sank and Lobes hanging on as they can. No idea where Chuba Bubba is, but he's not a part of this fight. Essentially a 2v, I guess however many players Duel has up there. Yep, there's Chuba helping out, coming in from the west side.
He's making his way over. He's making his way over, gonna regroup. He's just kind of over there, taking some looks, seeing what's going on over there on the west side. But he is gonna regroup. Rest of Duel. Looks like it looks like one of them grabbed a crate at one point. Wooly here with the 3 gear and the crate hanging out there.
Wow.
Oh, they're not gonna pick it up.
There's a time when that was considered to be the best quick gun in the game.
When it 2-shot or 1-shot a level 2 vest, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Disgusting. I remember getting so mad at that. Oh man,
Yeah.
but not as OP anymore. But 3-3, look at this. They're gonna bomb center, just on not quite center, but pretty dang close to it, just on the side of this hill, using essentially just their there's the using essentially just their vehicles and smokes as hard cover. They're working with very little else at the moment beyond these ridges. So to the south side, we got I think it's Duel and Sonic's down there, so all the boys in blue. And then Ferox off to the north, which just eliminated Silos. D-Rich looking like maybe trying to clutch the res, using the Dacia as some additional hard cover. Should be able to get a res on this, especially Sentinel, providing some effective covering fire, sending Cozy down quite low. Ferox in particular, though, especially with Team Bliss and STK to their north, this position is precarious to say the least.
Yeah, 303, really tough spot to play without having control of the shack where Ferox is at. So that's probably Well, it is right now. That's where they're going to want to focus their attention to make sure they try to put pressure and take over. Halo here and Luke, though, they are just shooting pop shots at everybody, shoot to kill, just doing what they can. Applying a lot of pressure there onto Ferox, so that might alleviate a little bit for 303.
Not much direction, I feel.
No, they're just kind of having a game.
Yeah, they're just shooting people that they see, but they will be able to play on foot as long as all their players can get to where Purdy and Luke are. This spot should be able to get in zone. It just matters how much Ayla wants to sit here. However, the longer that Team Bliss allow these guys... No, come on. Whew, okay, we didn't crash. The longer that...
Let it sit for a second. Everybody reset. We're good.
Yeah, the longer that Team Blitz kind of allow them to do whatever they want. First of all, that's the less kills they're getting, as we see Purdy take down Roth. But that's also STK just kind of being allowed to maneuver around when maybe this could be some kills. That being said, there's still players that are behind Team Bliss. It's not like they can just poke up without getting hit in the back either.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to IA Proud coming in with a tier 1 subscription to the 303 channel. All that money does go to supporting the production for the next season of the 303 League. So 303 definitely appreciates that. Mama T Rich coming in with 100 more bits. Been donating bits all night. Greatly appreciate that, as all the bits donations do go to myself and a little Fuzzy Seal as we bring you the hot and spicy commentary action for these PUBG matches. Yes, thank you all so much for the support. We all greatly appreciate it, myself and Seal and all of 303. But Zenith, Roth does go down, just going to be Mystery trying to make his way in. Can't quite spot Honey Badger, as he is also the solo member. Always going to spot him, but getting caught with the bandage animation. Unfortunate.
The Livid Dreams will stay alive. The same cannot be said for Zenith, as we are seeing last player alive from Livid. Oh my god! Beautiful SLR shots there onto Purdy Curdy. Might be resible, but it depends on if Textile and Jumbi go aggro. It looks like Edge has died at some point. Luke 12 down as well. Jumbi's trying to make a play, but Ferox in the rear. STK to the front. It's almost impossible, and he can't even make it back to cover. Team Bliss's dreams lie solely with Textile, who he's waiting for an ambush there onto STK. That's going to allow the res from Alo onto Purdy Curdy. 7 kills as well from STK. They're having a hell of a game. But if we're talking about high kill games right now, then I think that one of your teams that I think that you'll like, fam, Metagaming, 7 kills, 3 up, relatively uncontested here on the west side.
Yeah, they're sitting very good. Also, down to the south, we see Singularity. They're making a play out of their vehicle or out of their compound there, and they do pick off Chubba Bubba from the hard shifts. So they're in a decent position. Napoleon is very low, but they have a lot more trouble in front of them that they're going to have to deal with, much more so than what Meta is having to deal with currently.
Oh yeah, it's not pretty in the slightest, and this zone is going to continue shrinking, but finally we have this fight on the north side breaking out. Textile and Honey Badger having an uneasy truce as they both take a kill off of STK, but both are aware of each other. Textile trying to just play 100% sound. You can barely see his little arm and his little head there. Textile realizing it's up before it's too late, but Honey Badger is on right now. This is not a guy you want to mess with at the moment, as he's going from tree to tree. Textile not quite spotting out the movement quite yet. This could get him killed if he's not careful.
Oh, coming around. Honey Badger holding the angle here. The 1v1. Who is going to close it out? Oh my goodness. Textile getting the 1v1 win as Honey Badger was trying to jump from tree to tree on the reposition there. That is going to be Livid going out in 9th place. Down to 8 teams. 22 alive as Zone getting ready to close in. Ferox free territory over on the northeastern side. The center shift is, and look at this. We got a massive fight breaking out in the new and improved plains area. The new plains area is actually really, really nice.
Let's see if 303 can get us some comms and tell us what they're experiencing from their point of view, because this looks like madness.
Oh. Maybe so.
Maybe so. It's just Penta. Oh, nope, they died.
Unfortunate.
We got the end of the comms there.
Yeah, we got the end of it. But hey, that's a tough push. Yeah, if we got the Sonics, let's listen in to the Sonics boys. 4 minutes strong. Let's make it happen.
Getting naded? Don't talk.
Just play the ridge. Play the ridge. Play the ridge.
I'm looking north now. I'm looking north. I'm anchoring north.
Yep, I'm looking north as well.
I see the guy that you killed.
Right? We don't want them to res.
There could be a guy on our crate. Yeah, I don't know. I saw floating guns. No, that's
my molly. That's my molly.
That's way too close. They're not there.
They can't res your downs on south, can they?
They can wrap all the way down and around. They can rest. They have time.
We should
We need
clear
to
them.
sweep somewhere.
We should clear.
Come with me. Come with me.
I'm
Come
with
with
you,
me.
I'm
Come
with
with me. Guy, come with me. Leave one guy. Does he come?
You want me to? Okay, I'll go. I'll go. I'm going. I'm going.
Should be right in
Yeah,
front of us.
I see a dead body. No, they're not resing. They're not resing. I see it. I just shot a dead body. That's. He should be on the south side. He should be. No, he should be at the zone. There's still one more, guys.
Yeah, let's help Profi though.
I'm dead. Lobes pushed up. Yeah, he's on.
He's a solo. He's a solo. Lobes is a
He's
solo.
on my car.
Okay, he's a solo.
On the Dacia. On the Dacia. He was there.
Left side lit. On the rock.
I killed him.
That's him.
Oh, that's bad that he flushed you.
Alright, here comes.
Solo on the south. Solo on the south.
A lot of damage. Oh. Yeah. A lot of damage that was found by that Houston Hardships player. But still, Sonic's able to maintain control with 2 players up.
Yeah, Loeb's coming up huge there, picking up 2 kills, putting them down to just a 2-man. And we're taking a look here at Singularity. 8 kills in a 3-man. Meta as well out there towards the west. 8 kills in a 3-man as well. So honestly, it looks like we got the 2 Latin American teams kind of fighting here in the in game to close it out. It's just going to depend if both of the Latin American teams go out in 3rd and 4th. It'll be really close on those point margins. I believe we'll just have to wait till the final score.
It does have to be one of those 2 at this point, right?
I think it does, right?
Yeah, I think so. But at this point, we got Metagaming hiding in a shed with the 2-man, and we get the 3-man Singularity playing out, actually getting shots and knocks onto Ferox. I don't think that. I mean, Singularity is probably going to try to win this game, I would say.
Absolutely. They are looking pretty good at this point. And real quick, I got to give a long list of shout outs. Alisok, 1,000 bits, aka Yazdi, another 1,500 bits. Moonix, 200 bits. Terran, 3 bits. I believe I just saw a whole bunch of subs. Alisok, another 500 bits. 2 subs gifted by Luda Craig coming in, aka Yazdi, gifting 5 subs. My goodness. Dougie Pro at Camping, 100 bits. Let's see. H222 Sue, 100 bits. My goodness. 303 Apples gifting subs. Everybody coming in with the support during the final game here. Absolutely incredible. There's another 200 bits from Terran, another 200 bits from Dougie Pro Camping. My goodness, the support coming in for the final game of the 303.
This is a really important moment for 2 Latin teams. Kodak getting caught out on the edge by Sonic. Swin not quite able to find that knock. We got Rayo McQuick and Napoleon closing the gap, suppressing Quinn, putting him back down, but not actually able to find a knock there. So that's going to be Sonic suppress a little bit, and actually a little bit of space afforded to Metagaming. Napoleon unable to watch them leave and depart from that shed. Might allow Sizzlin to get the knock onto Cozy, but we saw a little blue 31 pop throw into Sizzlin. He actually is taking fire from Sonic's right now, but Quinn is still putting out some pressure onto both of the Latin American teams here. But only like some parting shots, only some glancing blows, nothing too insane. But oh, this might be pretty big here. Napoleon brought to 3 HP, excuse me. But not quite able to get the knock. Prisdom and Sizzlin still holding strong.
Yeah, I'm going to use the first aid there. And the Sonics right now are actually in a really tough spot. They are holding on to this hilltop on the south side. They're like room for them is to go through the open face of the hill.
Cozy!
If they try to push north. Cozy's going to come alive, get the shots onto Sizzlin, get the knock there. It's going to be Critsim left alive as he's trying to make his way out of the shack. He is in the blue right now, so a shot going to be coming in from
10 kills.
him. 10 kills as he goes out to the zone that will deny a point over towards Singularity. So Meta out in 4th place, and it's really gonna, they're gonna be crossing their fingers to see if the Sonics.
I don't know if it's enough yet
to kind of finish off Singularity.
I have no idea if this is enough. Metagaming going into this game with 85, Singularity going in with 83. Singularity, I think they need more than what they have right now. I think that if they die right now, then Metagaming still wins. Kodak getting down, crawling back, but oh no! Ryan McQuick, they're all dead! Did Metagaming just do it?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'm not going to do that quick math on the fly. I'm going to let the man Apples himself give that final leaderboard at the end of this is all said and done. But absolutely incredible performance right there in the game coming out from both of the 2 Metagaming and Singularity Latin American teams. Absolutely incredible.
Strimzy cutting out
Strimzy's
Cozy.
going to step around and get the final kill. Sonics end up closing that victory out with the 10 kill chicken dinner. My goodness, it is going to be absolutely close for that last spot.
Oh my! I actually have no idea. I put like $1 on metagaming to like win that, but it's like 50-50. I guess I could just do the math, but I'm gonna let the experienced mathematicians over at Twire figure it out for us. First, we're gonna figure out if we have an interview here with the Sonics, Quinn, Shrimzy, Profi, and Mime, able to get that big ol' W for themselves. We're gonna be getting Shrimzy for you guys. Let's see what Sonics have to say after that very close win. What's going on, Shrimzy? How you doing?
Doing all right, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. In a lot of ways, you guys won that game, but funnily enough, the protagonists of that game, I feel, a lot were the Lat AM teams. We were focusing a lot on them, so we didn't quite watch everything you were doing. But that being said, for a lot of the game, you were holding the airplane crash, and eventually you lost 2 players to Houston Hardshift. First of all, I guess did you expect to lose that much to them, and how did that change your game plan moving forward into the end game?
I don't think we lost it to Houston Archers. I think we just lost it because Lobes is better than us. He just walked up and killed 2 of us because we're bad, so didn't really change anything. We just still did what we had to do.
Yeah, so was your team the kind of team to sort of keep track of who has what points and keep in mind who needs to do what, or like you guys obviously qualified off of that, or is it just mostly just keep your own points in mind, screw everyone else's situations?
It's always play for the win and not for what other people have, unless it's like very situational and we need to kill a certain team to get like a certain place.
Yeah, and this obviously not one of the situations.
Yeah.
Based off of speaking of situations, so that game it probably you guys obviously didn't have to deal with, but we did have dual hot drop into the school apps area against a wild card. I think that is a strategy that is okay, or a little BM by dual, do you think?
I think Woolie's just asserting dominance because he knows he's better than that team. So
Fair.
I respect it.
Yeah. I personally look at it as a respectable play that you have to be ready for in any situation, which, to be fair, Wildcard handled very well. So, right on.
Did they?
Yeah, they actually
up, right? Wasn't up at the end?
Duel was, yeah. Wildcard just floated away though, and then rotated. They reacted very well to the unfortunate situation.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Last question before we figure out what the final scores are. You're qualified for the championship. You're gonna be playing a best of 14 at the end of this month. What teams are you worried about from NA or EU?
We're not really worried about any teams. We're just excited to fight Liquid in all the places. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh, that'll be really fun to watch. Absolutely.
Where it's going to be exciting to play.
You sharing some hot drops with them, or some drop locations with them?
I think we're going to be sharing every location with them.
Awesome. Well,
I say sharing loosely,
yeah.
Dominating them in every situation possible.
Oh man, well, alrighty. I'm looking forward to the exciting hot drops, Shrimzy.
Yeah.
Very, very looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for your time. It looks like we have the final scores up. So, Apples, I'm gonna leave it to you. Do you want us to go over the final scores, or who is getting into the top 8, or would you like to do it?
Looks like
I'd gladly take over from me at this point.
All right, let's go ahead and get right on into it then. I think that we have the scores up. Let's go ahead and get into them though. But so far, just to sort of go over that game real quick, fam. I thought it was really, really cool and really interesting how it came down to Latin America. Like, I'm not gonna call you like a freaking prophet or anything like that.
I'm a prophet. What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
but it was really interesting how how close it was. That being said, let's go ahead and see how close it actually is. The scores are now updated. Apples, you ready for this one? You got everything up?
I'm ready. The scoreboard actually is not refreshed on my end. I'm rapidly, repeatedly refreshing. Not sure what's going on. But in the meantime, I do just want to talk about something for 1 second. America's Week 3. You guys are nuts. We're going to be reviewing the leaderboard here in just a minute, see who's moving on to the grand finals and who's going to be watching from home. We got it?
We
Is
got
ready?
it. Yeah. It looks like after everything, the 8th place team between the two Latin American teams with a 3-point difference is going to be Meta Gaming in the yellow. Huge congrats. Honestly, Sizzlin did an outstanding job in the early and mid game there, just finding so many kills and so many just very, very stressful situations, mostly that he was causing. So great job to Sizzlin and the rest of Metagaming.
Absolutely. Big congratulations to Meta Gaming. I'm jealous that you could see these scores. I'm trying to pull them up myself at the moment.
We can go over, or at least I can go over them, just sort of say out what's on the screen right now. 303 Esports in 7th with 107 points. Houston Hardshifts not quite able to maintain their pressure from the beginning of the day, but still with a very respectable 110 points. 6th place, Ferox, the only qualifying OCE team with 114 points, looking incredibly strong, very consistent, very effective, if a little bit shaky in some scenarios, but still 114, that speaks for itself in a lobby like this. 4th place gonna be Duel with 118 points. Sonics in 3rd with 127. Sonics a team that I was a little worried how shaky they were in the first week, but they definitely came back in a big way. 2nd place, Shoot to Kill, and then 1st place is going to be Oath. Only team that was able to crack the 100 kill, I guess, limit. 102 kills for them, 167 points overall. Incredible play from Oath.
Yeah, 100%. And looking at this, man, big congratulations to those top 8 teams. Meta really squeaking it out the end. If Singularity doesn't go down in that position there and can squeak out to 2nd or 1st, I do believe they would just have enough points to potentially make it. But regardless, you know, Singularity, Wildcard, Zenith Esports, Team Bliss, Livid, Red Canids, you guys gave it your all in last game. You should definitely be proud. Athletico, Radiance, we hope to see you guys in 303 Royale Season 3. You guys gave a good effort, fell a little short. But overall, I do want to thank you guys for coming out. Congrats to those 8 teams moving on to our final Week 4 Grand Finals, where they will meet the best 8 European teams. That will happen tomorrow. Same place, same time. You can find that out. 6 more games for the European region. Special thank you to Famacity and the lovely Versatile Seal. He can cast, he can produce, he can observe, he can do it all. They deliver us all the action all the time, make this production beautiful in every single way. Shout out to those two. Special thanks to our partners, Twire GG, the official replay analysis needs for everything 303 Royale related. Check out their website for recap, stats, rotation analysis, leaderboards, whatever you need, it's there at twire.gg. Thank you to Asmont and PUBG.GS for all the leaderboard assistance and helping out with chat. Really appreciate you there. Shout out to Cobalt FPS, always compiling highlight videos every week for our newly released YouTube channel. And to the rest of the 303 Royale staff, you're all beautiful. Thank you for all that you do. Witty, head of production, Alisok, head of graphics, Manbun, myself. We all want to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in, spamming those emotes, team support, spreading the word across social media, and continuously supporting the 303 Royale and PUBG Esports in 2020. Without the viewers, we would have nothing, so thank you. I do have a couple announcements to make before we cut into the final words. We are currently looking for sponsors and partners for the 303 Royale number 3. The goal here is to never charge an entry fee again. That's what we want to do, while providing a professional tournament and large prize pool. If you would like to advertise your product, brand, or anything else, please contact Witty or myself for sponsorship opportunities. YouTube, please go visit our newly released YouTube channel, !YouTube in the chat. There you can find all the VODs from the 303 Royale, weekly highlight tapes, clip of the days, analysis, and more. Within the hour, you should be able to see today's America's video up on there, ready to go for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Lastly, 303 Contenders NA is canceled due to multiple reasons, including not enough teams signing up, the PCS dates, and the lack of need. And now there's finally some events to fill the lack of the need with Quarantine League, King Big Dips League, Girl Boss, and all kinds of others popping up. We decided it just wasn't the right time to be running Contenders. We will look to possibly host this league in the summer when PCS has some downtime and there's not so much going on. 303 Royale will be looking into Valorant hosting opportunities in the meantime, and Royale number 3 will be back at the moment a calendar allows us to be. Special thanks again to Famacity and Seal. Go show them love right now. Hit their social medias, Twitch, Twitter, drop them a follow. A little follow goes a long way here. Tomorrow, Esquire and Mustache Dave will be bringing the heat. Same place, same time with our final Week 3 Europe. see which 8 teams will come meet the 8 Americas teams in Week 4 Grand Finals. We appreciate you guys sticking with us for the entire month of April. Catch everyone tomorrow and next week. This is Apples, humbly appreciative and signing off. Good night, PUBG.